Hey, yo, solid, you the realest.
Friends with the monster, I'm tired of these imposters. Can't get you out my head, you know that I want you, yeah. There's something here, you know that I need you, baby. Right here, baby. Oh, girl, what you put me through, I can't get over you. Something new, my darling, I will find peace of mind. Monsters in my way. I'm friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my head and I see you in my friends with the monster, friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head. I'm going crazy, I can't hold it back. You say it's love, but what the fuck is that? My mind keep taking me to places so cold. I'm in my head somewhere I need to just nah. Sometimes I can get you out my mind. I know this ain't right. I can fight you every time. I know I can't move on. Some keeps on dragging me on. Can't hide from the monster. I'm friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my head and I see you in my I'm friends with the monster, friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my friends with the monster, I'm friends with the monster. You know that I see you in my bed and I see you in my head.
Hey, yo, solid, you the realest.
Esperando pa' tu tiempo, mi amor para ti no es un ejemplo. Y ahora tú me digas que tú sabes que yo soy para ti como la clave permanente. Esto es pa' tu mente, quiero ser tuyo por siempre. Y yo quiero que te sientas como yo me siento. Mira por ejemplo. Siempre voy a estar aquí a tu lado, nunca me voy a cansar. Solamente yo te quiero enseñar qué tan caro es. Mírate qué tan caro es. Yo quiero mi morena, tan rico que se ve. Morena, mira cómo mueve así. Morena, mira cómo goza, goza. Morena, mira cómo toma, toma mi morena. Tan rico que se ve. Morena, mira cómo mueve así. Morena, mira cómo goza, goza.
Ahora tú me dices que tú sabes. Te veo bailando, te veo gozando, te veo andando por la calle, mi morena. Yo sigo pensando, si yo sigo pensando que yo te quiero en mi brazo, mi morena. Yo te quiero en mi brazo, mi morena. Morena, morena,
Mira cómo mueve así.
morena,
Mira cómo goza, goza.
morena,
Mira cómo toma, toma mi morena. Tan rico que se ve.
morena,
Mira cómo mueve así.
morena,
Mira cómo goza, goza.
morena,
Mira cómo toma, tómalo.
morena, qué suave, morena, ay qué linda, morena, qué gustosa, morena. Os livros na estante já não tem mais tanta importância. Do muito que eu li, do pouco que eu sei, nada me resta, a não ser a vontade de te encontrar. O motivo já nem sei, nem que seja só para estar ao seu lado, só pra ler no seu rosto uma mensagem de amor. Uma mensagem de amor. Os livros na estante já não tem mais tanta importância. Do muito que eu li, do pouco que eu sei, nada me resta, a não ser a vontade de te encontrar. O motivo já me sei, nem que seja só para estar ao seu lado, só pra ler no seu rosto uma mensagem de amor. Mensagem de amor.
Let's get ready to rumble!
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah, lead the way, I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no better one. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Friday night, let's get it.
It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes, yeah, and nothing can stop me, no, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow, no need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah,
come home with me tonight? It's been a while.
So what is it this time? You just want to be held, or you want the LD?
What you think it is? I want the LD, baby. And then I want to be held. That's all right with you?
You know me. It's my duty to please that booty.
Yo, what is going on? Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday.
Behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Hope everyone had a great week. I hope everyone's been safe. I hope everyone's been doing what they need to do out here. The weekend is here, y'all. The weekend is here. The weekend is here.
Oh my gosh.
You know what it is. You are here at another episode of the Black Bottom Podcast. I am your host, Ross Lee. I'm your humble host. Peace and salutations. Thank you for coming out. I hope everyone is doing good and striving to be the best version of yourself. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to have a lot to react to. All I want to know, how's everybody doing? Everybody out here good? It's the weekend.
It's time for the percolator. 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 Percolator.
All right. We ain't twerking in the comments, so it is what it is with that. Y'all know every time I hear somebody or seeing somebody getting their board shorts on and they glitter slip-ons and Family Dollar, you know what I'm saying, with their little beanie or their little bonnet on their head, you know, and their little oversized or undersized that tank top on, you know, going into Family Dollar, you know, running amok, knocking over, you know, the motherfucking cookies and the motherfucking the clean utensils and shit like that. That's what we be playing when y'all be in my comment section. It's another Friday. It's the weekend. How's everybody doing? Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. Shout out to everyone that's watching in the clouds. Shout out to the replay gang that might catch this after this live stream is on. This is the late night edition of the Black Bottom Broadcast on our Fridays. What is good and what is happening? We got a lot to talk about. I know. Shout out to Dr. Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Shout out OG. Was getting and keeping the ring with Tiffany Hall Lee. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in tonight. If you are in here, hit the like button on the way in. Don't cost you nothing. And if you are new, hit the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe, hit the section that says all, so you can get all future live streams that I do. I have not yet begun just to do like short content yet. We've been live streaming it since the very beginning. You are here at the Black Bottom Broadcast. What is going on?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah. Can you dig it? Anyway, where we gonna start? We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to react to. We got a lot of things to just, you know, some grown folks. Also, you know, Cash App is open. If you're willing to donate, Cash App is scrolling. It's scrolling in my voice on the bottom of the screen. If you do at any point in time want to be a part of this live stream, you can get on the video and on the live stream in real time. All you got to do is comment in the comment section for whatever we're talking about and however we're discussing things that you want to get on. So all you have to do is just comment that into the chat. All I ask that you try to be as respectful as you can. Let's have grown folk conversation and show your faces. We do not do bots. We do not do AI. I don't know if you are him or them or shim or any of those things unless you show your face. So that's my only rule, that you show your face and be respectful while we're doing a live stream. We got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to get all wrapped up into a big long soliloquy of certain things. We're going to talk and we're going to react as we go. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's up, Big Mike? One of my A1 day ones from back when I was double streaming, struggle streaming on both YouTube and on Facebook back in the early days. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was live streaming on YouTube, when I did like 30-minute intro music and shit like that. It's been a change, definitely. I didn't have none of these extra, gadgets, and it was straight black bottom in the basement type kind of like live stream. I like you be seeing like my light fixtures, for like 30 minutes. No backgrounds, no add-ons, no counters, none of that shit. It was just straight from the gutter. But we striving, we getting there. I'm gonna start doing some other stuff. This is why I be talking about, hey, if you're willing to donate to the channel, all proceeds do go towards the upkeep and the advancement of this channel, because I want to make this experience as enjoyable, as entertaining as possible. I'm not trying to copy off of everybody. I ain't trying to do what everybody else is doing. Yeah, my intro music, I kind of like got that from other influences of people who I've seen in the past, and there's nothing wrong with that. That kind of gets you like into the groove and, get you into a certain mindset before we get our show started. But I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's been blessed. And I hope everyone is striving to be the best version of themselves. We got a lot to talk about. But first thing we're going to talk about, I know a lot of y'all have not been seeing them. A lot of y'all have not been seeing Mr. Nas X, Little Nas X. You know who we talking about, on Brokeback Country Road, whatever the fuck this song was. I mean, hey, look, it is what it is. Had some blood money shoes, that so-called had real blood in them. A lot of the things he was doing, turning out our communities and our children with his rhetoric and how he was doing things with his visuals. But I hear he's not doing that good. I hear he's at the point where he might not make it. Ain't that something? When they're done with you in the industry, when you have exceeded all of what they wanted to extract from you, and they got as much as they want to get from you, and you're no longer relevant, these are the things we hear. These are the things we see. We're going to let Hip Hop Uncensored talk about it. I ain't going to keep y'all much longer. We're going to see what's really going on with Mr. Lil Nas X.
Nah. Hey,
What
don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? I am serving you, and you better be at that party tonight. That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem?
All right, so this flame This dude was you know, he was subsequently arrested. A lot of people saying that he may have been high as hell, wilding out, but he was taken in LA after that video, surfaced. And excuse me, hospitalized. My bad. He was hospitalized, after this video. So what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
This feels like the gay version of Martin running down the street in a hoodie saying they coming after me.
I was just about to fucking say that shit.
How do I feel?
Isn't it ironic that we've heard plenty stories and situations where you seeing one of your favorite entertainers that was so well um, put out there in the industry, that was just everywhere. Everywhere you looked, you saw them, you heard them. They was everywhere, right? And then all of a sudden, it just got cut off, and you ain't see them no more. Didn't nobody say nothing. Wasn't nothing talked about. Wasn't no more tours. Wasn't no more um, engagements. You just didn't see them. I mean, when was the last time y'all saw Little Nas X out and about in the industry? I think it's been a while, right? I think it got to the point where some of y'all probably forgot about him, didn't y'all? Trust me. I know I did. You know what I'm saying? After the whole shoe deal that he so-called had and what he doing, um, I, I I feel bad. I wasn't really necessarily a fan. I was always watching from the clouds as far as what he was doing and the image that he was portraying, not only just to the industry, but my main thing, or what I was really concerned about, was his portrayal of how he was moving around children. That was my problem. And how so many kids were idolizing this man. Like, he was the hottest shit since sliced bread. They had him going to people's elementary schools and all kind of shit. Kids going crazy and this, that, and whatever. But I'm like, I ain't feeling this, man. I'm not. I wasn't feeling it. And
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I'm not. And I wasn't feeling how he was moving in the industry. And I was saying to myself, and I said it maybe to a few other people, like, it's gonna be a matter of time before he fall off. When he's no longer looked at as an asset to the industry, now they're gonna fucking fuck him and make him look like he's crazy. Make him utilize the imagery of his sexuality. They first used it as a fucking crutch. Now they're using it as a crutch. Now they're trying to make him look like he's crazy. You already know what's next in line. You know, Martin, he's similar, but it wasn't to that magnitude, but for the fact that he had certain knowledge of the industry and was in behind the scenes and all the shit that he was witnessing and maybe doing, he wound up being in the middle of the street acting crazy. It's just that this in particular situation was recorded. I don't think there was too many recordings of Martin when he snapped off, because during that time everyone didn't have their phones recording like that. I'm quite sure there's pictures, if they are, or if they're even still on the internet, as far as what Martin is. So let's see what Hip Hop on the Century is talking about this, because it's just crazy. Man. This just breaking news where I just got across my desk maybe minutes before I started this live.
This dude is walking down I don't know if it's Sunset or it's one of them boulevards of LA at 4 a.m. in his goddamn drawers. Wilding. He on something. He on something. And it just, I mean, this sums up Hollywood lifestyle. And when you start talking about people sacrificing and selling their souls and doing all this weird stuff and start acting out, these are the type of videos that they can grab and gravitate to and start really going down some rabbit holes, because this is some very strange, weird type behavior. And when you think about Lil Nas X, because we covered him since the beginning, and we talk about that song and it came out and you had country music trying to not accept it, and he was being defended by us in particular, really going to bat for him. And then all of a sudden he came out and he was LGBTQ. And not only was he LGBTQ, but he was the most craziest and outlandish LGBTQ character they had. And he was getting butt humped by the devil and doing all kind of wild stuff. And everybody thought it was good and sweet. Now this dude is strung out on something, or I don't know, on something, you know what I'm saying, and walking down the streets in his drawers talking gibberish, and now people are kind of medically, and we don't know if it's medical, we don't know if something, we don't know. Allow the rabbit holes to open and you know what I mean, let the conspiracies begin, because this is the type of stuff that allows those doors to open. And I can't blame people if they want to go down that road. I really can't explain it. Obviously, I think he's under the influence of something. And how long?
Go down that road, pause. Old country road, he's going down. Old Brokeback Road, he's going down. Old Hiawatha Mountain Road, he's going down. But I hope he don't be walking around like he lucky in California. Don't go in no sundown town, you know, walking around in the middle of the night like that. They gonna love you. They gonna grape you. They gonna play with you. Probably like flick your thing and then hang you.
Behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You know they like that kind of shit. But anyway, let's go.
Or how right within his mind is he at this point? Who knows?
Right.
Well, this is Hollywood for you, man. And when you think of the things and the things that we've seen him do and go through the last 4 years, bro, is it really surprising? It's not surprising to me.
Do you think this could any way be an attention whore move? Let me get back in the spotlight. Let me do something wild. Or as they say, a humiliation ritual. Could it go down any of those lines, you know, for you? Do you see that? Because we know people do the craziest stuff just to get people talking about them, to get back in the algorithm again. Or do you know, lean towards the side, this dude is...
That's a good question, because like I said, when was the last time we heard of Lil Nas X on the scene? When has he made a new song? When has he been on concerts? When has he came out with another album? Inquiring minds want to know. This is not a criticism. It's just an observation, as my pastor would say. Things that make you say, Like, what? Interesting. I might say correctly. This is why I'm not mad that I'm no longer a part of that circle of entertainment, even though I've missed it to a certain degree. I've missed the energy that I used to get behind it when I used to get on that stage and grab that mic and do what I did. But the behind the scenes behind it, the whole ins and outs of it. It ain't about talent. It ain't about skill. It ain't about, you know, bringing people together on a very positive vibe anymore with music. It's getting people together. Yeah, it's making the money, but the energy is off, man. The energy is off kilt. The energy is strange. Like a lot of y'all youngsters say, the energy is weird.
Dude's really going through some shit.
I'm leaning toward this dude's really going through some shit. And I only say that because the way he was, all that bullshit seemed very natural. And what I mean by natural is it didn't seem like it was staged. It didn't seem like, hey, yo, turn the camera on, let me do this. It seemed like, and we've seen how many times have you went in Atlantic City or Philly or in Camden or whatever and seen somebody strung out doing something similar to that. You know what I mean? And moving similar to that. So I don't know. I don't think it was rehearsed. I think he was, whatever was going on, it was genuine, you know what I mean, authentic, and he was wilding out. I don't think it was staged.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess Hollywood will do this to you. Especially that music industry, man. It's just like a lot of people actually regret. I mean, they have all the money, the cars, everything, and they miserable as hell. Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're making people do shit they don't want to do. You know, the contracts is messed up. They forcing you into different situations, and you know, who knows? Drugs. You're dealing with drug addiction, alcohol addiction, cigarettes. I think it's just a whole whirlwind of things. And again, you got to think about it. Remember we had Raven Simone on.
Yep.
I'll say this: when you hang around the likes of people, you know, like the Epstein, when you hang around people like Diddy, when you hang around some of these people, you know, that do what they do, it's hard. It's crazy. What the hell is happening? I think that just did some crazy thing. Oh, it's the same video. Oh, okay. I thought I hit something in there. Shouldn't have been hitting. You know, I'm over here struggle streaming, y'all. I'm broke. I'm just poor. So hit the like button if you came in. If you are new, please subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Just build this and keep it in the algorithm. Like I said I was gonna do 2 nights a week, and I'm standing on it. And it's the late night of the Black Bottom Broadcast. But yeah, man, when you hang out with certain characters, you know, the Clyde Davises and all that shit, you know, there are people out here, you know, that have done things. Think about it like this. Some of the most popular people that's in the industry right now, a large percentage of them are not very talented. And for the ones that are talented and that have been in the industry for a number of years, at least a decade or longer, and that are not as relevant in the everydays of entertainment, they got them put into other circles of entertainment. They're keeping them relevant, but they don't have them up there like how they were when they first came about. You know, but those old heads, those older heads that have been in the industry for as long as they have, what are they doing to stay relevant behind the scenes? Because it's not because of their talents. Okay, you got singers and actors or whoever being talk show hosts and things like that. What made them that way where they can be a talk show host? Now, I know back in the day, they were actors and actresses that did things like that, and they didn't last that long as far as their talk shows, because in my generation and Generation X, we had different mindsets, we had a different ideology as far as how we were moving, and even when we got into the industry to a certain extent, some of us stayed in it and decided to just take that blue pill and just do whatever. A lot of us was in it, and we took that red pill and we saw it for what the fuck it really was. So that's why I'm not mad that I'm not a part of that circle on that aspect, on that side of the river. Because the things that I was even seeing in my most humble time, in my most formative time, in the times when I was somewhat elevating but wasn't quite there yet, you know, I was seeing some things that I wasn't really too keen to want to be a part of. So, and I already knew if I would have really just said the hell with it and just took things for what it was at face value and just stayed naive to the fact and just went head first into it and been established and been a household name and everybody hearing and singing me and stuff like that. And I'm going on promotion and engagements and tours and doing all this other stuff. It would have been a time that I would have been in the interview and I would have been questioned on some things. And there might have been some things that I wouldn't have agreed with or felt too comfortable talking about, and the nigger would have came about. Now I said it's the nigger.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
people in behind the scenes would have been looking at me. Next thing you know, a month or two later, they just start not playing my shit on all the platforms that play my music and trying to ban my music and next thing you know, it's a news fucking flash about me found dead, deleted. I'm sorry. Well, I ain't monetized, so I can say it. But I'm unalived in my motherfucking hotel room with cracking and pills and shit sprinkled over. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's finish this off and we're going to keep going. There's more to it.
Go to the parking lot.
Uh-oh.
The parking lot. It's gonna be on a blue Mustang, Mimosa Drive in Ridge Avenue. Go to tag Charlie Tango Romeo 9102. Occupied unknown. It's fine right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Turn the vehicle off. Turn the vehicle off.
Here we go.
Turn the vehicle off.
Oh no. This ain't it. Oh my god. Okay. I done fucked up the church's money. I done hit some shit. Well, we're gonna pray for non-tech. We're gonna go back to that one. This in particular thing. Though. Yeah, I knew I was struggling. God damn it. I knew I was struggling. Okay. So there was another one that kind of breaks this down about what the man was. Hold on, y'all. Let me do something right quick. All right. We're gonna get it going because there's some other things that's going on with this. And this all coincides with what I was talking about earlier about the industry. And my man right here, more black balloon, he talks about the whole Lil Nas X and the comparisons with the Martin Lawrence thing that we were just talking about. So we're gonna get it started. So
All right, y'all. We back with another video, man. Y'all already know what's going on. All right. Check this out. Now, if y'all know me, y'all already know we was finna come and talk about this, right? One, what really made me be like, yeah, we gotta talk about it. The video not gonna be that long. I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, but we just talked about Lil Nas X, right? Y'all remember we were talking about the artists, celebrities leaving their DNA in these products. We talked about Liquid Death, Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Hawk was mentioned in that clip. And we went over the whole thing with Lil Nas X and the Satan shoes with his own drop of blood inside of the shoe. Now, as I'm pretty sure everybody has seen by now, Lil Nas X was supposedly captured on camera walking down the street 4 a.m. in the middle of the night in whitey tighties with cowboy boots on, singing a song. Supposedly, he attacked an officer and everything. Crazy story. I'm gonna show the video. I may have to blur it. Not sure how YouTube would be. I mean, it's not nude technically. I may have to blur it anyway. Um, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Now, there's some other clips that I want to talk about as well. And this was something that I heard when Lil Nas X first dropped. If I'm not mistaken, Lil Nas X was like one of those first artists to blow up off of TikTok. And I think at that time he was like heavily involved with the whole Barb movement, like a super fan of Nicki Minaj and stuff, right? I don't know how he did it, but Lil Nas X is one of the like first artists to make it big off of TikTok, blew up on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Or it was either like he had a whole little Barb page or something on TikTok. Y'all probably know the story better than me. Um, it's something about his come up had to do with TikTok, right? And around that time, a lot of people used to talk about Lil Nas X not actually being zesty, but that his contract, you know, everything about his contract was he had to actually be zesty in order to open that door in the industry. And I wanted to show y'all these clips of some people talking about the fact that he's not even really zest, that this is
And right, and I heard that rumor too before too. I heard that he really wasn't about that lifestyle, but because he wanted to get in a certain level in the industry, he had to play this role. And that's another thing that really upsets me about people that's in the industry. You will do whatever it takes to obtain whatever notoriety, status, money in this shit. Some people will do that. Why you think some of these people are still relevant to this day that's been around 20, 30, 40 years? They've done something. All of them are talented artists in their own right. But in this society, in this day and time, I really believe that there's really no one that's in the industry right now that's not too far gone from being suspect in some capacity of another, whether it's their sexuality, whether it's their morality, whether it's their spirituality, whether it's just them as a person. I think all of them have to do something ill, something evil, something hideous to stay relevant. And here we are at it. With Nas X, he was hot, what, a few years ago? What, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe? How long he been around? I'm not sure because I never really followed his music like that. So, and I really don't check on him or check for him or cared about what he had going on. So it's not like I was his parent. But he's been around for some years, a few years at least. And he kind of fell off. He was hot like a motherfucker. He was like then what Glorilla is now. Everyone's checking for Glorilla, right? They love how she talked. They love her lack of intelligence as far as her diction and her language and her speech. They think it's cute. She didn't got all these people that backing her now to change her look because when y'all look at Glorilla when she first came out, opposed to what she looks like now, two totally different people. She wasn't that sexy. I'm just gonna keep it 100. She had skittle teeth, okay, like dice, like you can just like take them, snatch them up out of her mouth, and like roll a seven with them motherfuckers. I mean, come on. Body was kind of whatever, She didn't eat that much, eating ramen noodles and Cheetos and shit all goddamn day. And now she was looking like something. You know, funny what money and people that's backing you, to make you look a certain way will do for you to make you look a certain way. But anyway, let's go.
This is just all an act, right? I thought it was interesting because I even heard this when he first got on. And, obviously there's men out there who will damn near look just like a straight man, but behind closed doors be bisexual or whatever they choose to be, even dress like a full straight man and maybe have some of the same mannerisms as a full straight man. But first off, some of these pictures, yo, some of these pictures, I don't even want to blow up on the screen, bro. These Met Gala pictures of him, some of them, I don't like, is this even allowed? Is this okay? I cannot believe this. Some of these pictures are insane, y'all. This is the most zesty monster there is in the industry. They turned this man out. And it's either they're spitting him out right now because they don't need Lil Nas X anymore, and he on dope and whatever, and he really damn near had an OD on the street, or this is just some kind of funky ass, you know, promo for some music or something he got coming out. It's one of the two. And of course, TMZ, you know, they get the footage. So for y'all that haven't seen it, let's just watch a little bit of it. All right, check this out, y'all.
Nah. Hey,
What
don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da, 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 da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party. La, la, la. Yes, I am serving you. I am serving you. And you better be at that.
What in the fuck? I mean, you know, I'm not even going to question what the fuck we watch. But what I will say is you need to pray for that. This is the beginning of the end, right? He's either going to come out of this situation bigger and more popular than he was when he first came out, or you're going to hear by the holiday season or maybe early in the new year, this man ain't being around no more. They're going to start putting scandals on him. He did this. My question is, did not Lil Nas X go to any Diddy parties? Is he going to start talking? Is he going to start saying, well, yeah, I remember back in October in 2020 or 2021, I was at a Diddy party. Is he going to start talking? Now, I ain't gonna like shit on him as far as his talent. Even in his craze haze that he was doing right there, that little chanting and the little shit like that. Don't tell me that like you put it to a nice beat and he like expanded on what he was doing that wouldn't even be a nice melody or some shit like that. But that's just me being an artist and me just hearing certain things. But on the same side, I'm also looking at it like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Because you walking in the middle of the fucking night during the witching hours. What did my man say? Like what, 3 o'clock in the morning? You know, those the witching hours. Out basically naked with some drawers on and some cowboy boots. That's pretty fucking wild. And you in California on top of that, and we all know about the city of Los Angeles. For those that really know the history behind Los Angeles, or Los Angeles, as y'all want to call it. This is wild shit. That's not the place that you really want to get caught up in, and you don't have all your faculties in order. It's being in Los, with the city of Los Angeles.
That party tonight. Oh, yes. Yes. Ha, 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 pow. Yes. Ha, yes. Get my good side. Ha, ha, ha. Every side. Ha. Boom, boom. Yes. Ha. Boom, cat, tow. Ha. Boom, boom. Ha. Pow. Two. Ooh. Sean Bankhead taught me that one. Pow. Bang. Pow. Woo. Pow. Batty boy, what you give it to me, baby? Batty boy, what you give it to me, baby? That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem?
One thing I noticed, there's no other cars. Oh, look at this. And somebody noticed it too. Why are the streets absolutely empty except Nas and this one random car?
Right. So is this like a media stunt? Because even at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, you're still gonna see some kind of movement with traffic, no matter where you are in any community or any city, unless you in a rural town. If you like in Bumblefuck, Iowa, some goddamn world at 3 o'clock in the morning, ain't too many people about to be going around. And if anything, you probably gonna see a bunch of more people walking right along with it. But like in a big city like Los Angeles, no kind of traffic. Yeah, this has got to be some kind of ploy, some kind of a media stunt to try to bring relevance back into it. You know, so I'm gonna let my man, more black balloon talk about it.
Car. Nobody walking, no nothing. Just a random person who just so happened to find Lil Nas X walking down the street at 4 a.m. in his whitey tighties and some white cowboy boots. Somebody said embarrassment ritual to get his fame back for real, because that man is fully conscious. I mean, it definitely, I don't know if he's on drugs in this. I mean, definitely seems like some kind of ritual, maybe a humiliation ritual, because is there footage? Y'all let me know. Is there footage of him actually attacking a cop like they say? Is this even real? Or is this just something like they saying to get Lil Nas X back into some kind of fame to be relevant again? Because for him, his contract is, you know, it's completely open. He has to do everything they ask him to do. I mean, we could just go back to the pictures. I mean, he flirted and danced on the devil in this old video. He literally, you know, he does everything the industry wants him to do. He has done it all. Can only imagine the rituals he's participated in, the sex magic rituals he's participated in behind closed doors. This man has done it all, y'all. And honestly, this is this is like when we talk about selling your soul, this is what it is right here, y'all. Everybody who keeps saying it, y'all, some people just don't get it, I guess. Like I said that one time, y'all think someone is grabbing their soul out and handing it to the music execs. No, this right here is what we call selling your soul. This video of him scrolling down the street, doing this for fame, embarrassing himself in his draws, this is what we call selling your soul. His soul is gone. And we don't know the things that he's done behind doors. And it makes me think about the baby. Y'all remember this rapper? He completely irrelevant now. But look at this dude. This was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. He was at South by Southwest in Texas in his draws. And no, in a diaper because his rap name is the baby. This was probably longer than 5 years ago. I think this was like back in 2017. Yeah. Look at this. Look at that. The man in his drawers. Look at that. The man in a diaper. Grown man in front of all these people in a diaper. And then all of a sudden, he got famous after this. All of a sudden, he got famous after this. And one of the biggest videos that he was in online when he got confronted in Atlanta about checking in. Y'all remember when that check-in thing was super popular back then? That was like one of the most viral moments when he was coming up because he was recording a video, right? But you could tell the label set it up because he had a number 33 jersey on, and the dude who was confronting him about checking in also had a number 33 jersey on. I think I was like the first person to point that out back when that happened, and that was probably 5 years ago. So he did his rituals to become, famous or whatever kind of status he had back then. So check this out, y'all. This clip is from Whoa Vicky, and this was a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And she talked about how she knew people who went to high school with Lil Nas X and that he was not a zest monster, and this is all an act, and how he sold his soul for the industry. Check this.
My thing is this. Just with that being said right there, is it that serious for fame and fortune that people from your past can literally tell other people this ain't really him and he's doing an act? Is it really worth your soul to do the things that he's doing for the sake of money and some kind of status? Is it really worth yourself? And I'm talking to all y'all out there that's listening and watching. Is it really is that kind of wealth and status worth going against your moral code, against what you was brought up to be, against what is really natural in this world? Is it really worth all that to do what he's doing, or anybody else for that matter? Because he's not the only one. Like we just saw, you saw the baby, what he did, and yeah, after that he blew up. But where's he at now? Yeah, he blew up for a hot moment. But where is the baby now? Is the baby making any new music? Is he on any tours? Is he um any music videos or anything like that? Even though I know music videos really in this day and age right now, I don't know if it's dead, but it's not as popping with what it was, say, 30 years ago to have a music video. It just is what it is. Half these artists is out here right now. They got music videos that I don't even know or knew came out because the avenue of how people are consuming this this music and this art ain't the same as far as when my generation came up and about and hearing and seeing it. So it's totally different than what it was 20, even fucking 10 years ago.
Check this out.
Think about Lil Nas X.
I feel like he needs Jesus.
What about Lil Uzi?
He needs Jesus too. They both definitely sold their soul. I wanted to say this about Lil Nas X. I got a few friends that went to school with him, and they said he was never gay.
Are you serious?
So I know for a fact, like what he doing is because like they told him like you got to do this now if you want.
So you feel like he not really gay?
I feel like ain't nobody really gay in Jesus' name, amen. It's getting popularity, getting you money, getting you views. So it's like selling yourself. Like you do
Right.
this, you going whoop whoop.
So what do you think of the music in the entertainment industry?
Like it's demonic. The industry, it's like you have to do certain things to get that. So I believe he had to.
So shout out to that sister that said what she said. I don't know who her name is, but if anybody knows of this link, go pull it up and check out that in its entirety. But that was really interesting what she said, because that just let me know right now it ain't even no longer about talent in the industry right now. In this day and time, right now, it ain't about talent anymore. It's about what you really willing to do to get synced out here. They can tell you right now, you want to make $1 million in 30 minutes. A video of you fucking a goat needs to come out. What? What are you talking about, a goat? Yeah, yeah. We need to like leak out like on Twitter X, you know, a goat and you have an engagement with each other. Hey, such just made it home. I'm just catching up and I'm seeing what's going on. Oh yeah, we just getting started. Yeah, I know it's an hour in, but it's Friday night. It's the late night show, and you are here at the Black Bottom Rocket. There's a lot to talk about tonight. We talking about Lil Nas X and his escapade as far as what he was just caught up doing and walking in the middle of fucking California, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with just some drawers on and some cowboy boots, acting crazy with nothing else, no other action, no car. In California now, keep in mind, California, they 2 hours behind us. You know what I'm saying? So right now in California it's 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? But out there it was 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So here we're talking 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and he walking around damn near butt naked, acting a goddamn fool. If you want to watch this from the beginning, when I showed the video, you're more than welcome to do that and then catch up later. But because you know, just to let everybody know, when I do my live stream and y'all came in late, you can scroll back on the live stream and catch up on what you missed, or watch it in its entirety after the live stream is off the air. You know, thank you, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. I also, please, I do need, you know, support because I am also trying to really build on this platform. So the Cash App is on the screen. If you are so generous to help out with the Black Bottom Broadcast to help me get more equipment, because I do want to get more equipment. You know what I'm saying? So just so we can just go back. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm gonna go back a little bit for those that might have been late, just so you can see, you know, what we talking about. So actually, this is about baby, but all right.
All of a sudden, he got famous after this. And one of the biggest videos that he was in online when he got confronted in Atlanta about checking in. Y'all remember when that check-in thing was super popular back then? That was like one of the most viral moments when he was coming up because he was recording a video, right? But you could tell the label set it up because he had a number 33 jersey on, and the dude who was confronting him about checking in also had a number 33 jersey on. I think I was like the first person to point that out back when that happened, and that was probably 5 years ago. So he did his rituals to become, famous or whatever kind of status he had back then. So check this out, y'all. This clip is from Whoa Vicky, and this was a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And she talked about how she knew people who went to high school with Lil Nas X and that he was not a zest monster, and this is all an act, and how he sold his soul for the industry. Check this out.
Think about Lil Nas X.
I feel like he needs Jesus.
What about Lil Uzi?
He needs Jesus too. They both definitely sold their soul. I wanted to say this about Lil Nas X. I got a few friends that went to school with him, and they said he was never gay.
Are you serious?
So I know for a fact, like what he doing is because like they told him like you got to do this now if you want.
So you feel like he not really gay?
I feel like ain't nobody really gay in Jesus' name, amen. It's getting popularity, getting you money, getting you views. So it's like selling yourself. Like you do
Right.
this, you going with whoop.
So what do you think of the music in the entertainment industry?
Like it's just demonic. The industry, it's like you have to do certain things to get that. So I believe he had to do certain things to get where he's going. And like the certain things is you got to do this and lead people this way and lead people that way.
Even though he had the gayest outfit at this year's Met Gala, and Lil Nas X himself has said he is gay, he is recently getting accused of not being gay.
I'm not with that gay shit, bro.
Conspiracy theory goes that Lil Nas X is forced to fake being gay because he sold his soul to the music industry, and it's a gimmick to draw attention to his music so the powers that be can make money off of him. Other people have shared personal accounts of catching him not being gay.
Little Nas X was never gay. Ever. He has fooled and manipulated a lot of people.
A friend of mine who plays drums for a very well-known artist was on the set of a Lil Nas X video. In between takes, he said this kid was shriveling up in the corner, and he was like, I'm uncomfortable with this. I don't want to do this anymore.
The craziest thing is that Lil Nas X had to respond to all these horrid straight allegations. But it's kind of his fault as well because he'll always tweet things like, that gay shit was fun at first, I miss pussy now, can't believe I lost all my Grammys, I'm no longer gay, and post videos of him kissing girls. This has got thousands of fans accusing him this month of not being gay.
Now, obviously, it's not the biggest deal, when we come to talking about whether he's actually.
But let me ask y'all a question. Are we surprised? Are we surprised that maybe some of the artists and entertainers that we see out here in the industry that do some of the most zestiest shit, like a motherfucker like Saucy Montana, and he's probably the most zestiest of them all. Motherfuckers that sit up here with beards and with fucking nails and other little you dig like he a woman and shit. Think about this for a minute. Are they really that way? I know in the industry and the imagery that they're putting out there for us all to see, it might be that, but think about it. When the lights is off and the cameras is put up and the checks has been cashed, and all of us don't follow these artists everywhere they go. We don't be in the circles they be in. They're in the circles that a lot of us can't even afford to be in. I know I can't. I'm broke.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
How many of us can say we can hang out in the circles that these people hang out in? So who's to say that some of these people are really fruity pebbles like that? You know what I'm saying? And who's to say that it ain't an act? That it ain't a ritual that like, hey, if you want these kind of riches and monies and status and things like that, we need you to move a certain kind of way. It's just like at a job. Hasn't all of us been at a job where we have to do something that we don't necessarily think is within our character to do, But because we want to get that paycheck at the end of the week, we do it. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying that none of us have ever worked a job where they want us to do certain things that really is not us. But because we want to get that money, we're going to do what we got to do to get that money. If I'm lying, put a 1 in the chat.
Zesty or not, I don't think it's the biggest thing to worry about, but it's mostly what they are willing to do in order to be famous. Once you sign that contract, that's really what it's about. And if someone would actually go on, and portray an image that they aren't, which honestly I probably believe that he is, but like I said, it's not the biggest thing to talk about, but I thought it was interesting because we know people do anything to stay in that industry. Now it says Lil Nas X roams LA street in tidy whities, hospitalized for possible OD. Now I think he was also hospitalized earlier in the year for like some kind of like facial paralysis or something like that, right? So it says TMZ Hip Hop obtained a video of the Old Town Road rapper nearly naked and floating aimlessly down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. Someone driving past him recorded Nas, who repeatedly pointed at the camera and muttered something about heading to a party. At one point, he placed the orange traffic cone on his head. So I'm assuming they had a little bit more in the video. I didn't see this in that video I showed y'all. That's why I was like, is there more footage of it? Like, did he actually attack the police? Said officers responded and found him still walking down the middle of the road after Lil Nas X charged at the officers. They subdued him and put him in handcuffs, and it is a possible overdose. Crazy story, y'all. Crazy. I just found it crazy that we had just talked about him. And just a couple of days later, he's in the news, and I don't know what to call it. Humiliation ritual, or is he really just off his rocker at this point because his soul, his mind so gone? They ain't using them the way that they was. He's not really relevant. No one is checking for any Lil Nas X music, nothing that he's doing. They may just not need him anymore. And it also reminds me of the thing with Martin as well. Remember back in the 90s, but that wasn't recorded, if I'm not mistaken. The one with Martin wasn't recorded. He went out into the middle of the road in LA, and Martin was talking about they trying to kill me. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
And I just said that earlier on before we were going on with this, that yeah, back in the day when Martin did this same similar shit, it was a different time. Everyone didn't have cell phones to record the shit. It was just spoken on in the news and internet clippings and other people's blogs. Back when blogs was like text blogs, and it wasn't as high tech as it is now. Even in my broke pimping shit that I'm doing right now, we didn't have this. We just said, hey, just make a video real quick on YouTube and post it out. Even though there were people that was doing YouTube videos, they wasn't doing it to the extent that we're doing it now. Everything, technology has gotten way more advanced than what it was 30 years ago. Hell, 10 years ago. When I can remember back 20 years ago when Facebook was more of a text app kind of deal, where there was very limited video and shit like that, maybe posting pictures and maybe an occasional short video or some family shit or some out hanging about type shit. But other than that, it wasn't to the extent that it is now. Everything is so high tech. Got AI, you got IE, whatever the fuck else they got going on out there. It's so high tech right now with technology. It's It's crazy, but yeah, Martin Lawrence did the same kind of shit, similar, but it wasn't recorded. So we're only going by what people said that Martin Lawrence did. But let's continue, and we're gonna wrap this up and go to the next story because there's some other shit that I'm gonna put some on y'all head after this video.
Yep. Look, Los Angeles Times, 1996. This is the actual article. May 8th, 1996. Comedian Martin Lawrence runs into the street, yells at cars. With a pistol in his pocket, comedian Martin Lawrence ran into traffic on a busy Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. Oh my God. We just put it together, y'all. We just put it together. It's a ritual. I didn't even know this. The same road Martin Lawrence was on. Ventura Boulevard, y'all, cursing and screaming at oncoming cars until he was taken away by police and hospitalized. Oh my God. We just put it together, y'all. Y'all gotta like this video. Y'all gotta run it up. You know what? We're gonna have to have Martin Lawrence in the thumbnail or something. This the connection right here.
But think about it. This is crazy. This video that Lil Nas X is in on the same fucking street, y'all. Shout out to More Black Balloon for putting this information out here. And if you are liking this content, man, hit the like button as well. This Lil Nas dude worship the devil. Man, these dudes represent the document on Instagram Live every morning. He was forced to do it. You heard what that girl said about him. He was forced to do it for the sake of the fame, the money, and whatever. Maybe he's rebelling now behind all this shit. Maybe he ain't feeling this kind of shit no more. Maybe he's trying. Maybe he's giving up. Who's to say? Like I said, pray for that man. Pray for that man. Hopefully he'll make it to the end of the year. We done lost a lot of people, a lot of good people this year, you know, for whatever reason. And they eat chicken wings and catfish. It came up on me. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me keep it up here. But this is real interesting that Lil Nas X is on the same fucking avenue in California 30 years prior. Martin Lawrence is on that same fucking strip in that same location doing the same fucking shit. Do I believe in it? I believe that it is. Yeah, I do. I believe they do exist in many different forms too, in many different entities, in many different circles, in many different cycles. Yeah, I do believe in that shit. They do exist. See, the trick is, wasn't it a saying in the Bible, or maybe not necessarily the Bible, but isn't it a old saying that the biggest lie that the devil told to the people that he didn't exist? Isn't that it? Isn't the biggest lie that was told to the world that the devil don't exist? Don't you see what's going on out here, people? The devil is alive and well and living in your town in all forms, shapes, and sizes. I'm just trying to tell you. You don't want to believe it? Okay, cool. That's why so many circles are falling apart. That's why so many circles can't really advance because y'all so enthralled with partying and bullshitting, and y'all don't want to see what's really real. A lot of us don't care about each other. A lot of us don't look out for each other for real anymore. unless it's something that you get behind it. Yeah, but guess what? The Most High is strong too, and He's seeing all this. Everyone can't get saved, y'all. Everyone's not gonna get saved. All those that are doing what they do to the higher heights for this status, this popularity, this money for the wrong reason. Don't get me wrong, everyone needs money. We all gotta survive. We all gotta eat. Let's not be stupid. Let's not say, oh, we're just gonna live off the land and just, you know, get off the grid and just not partake in anything. You're stupid. We need money. We need technology in this day and time because how many of y'all know how to plant your own food? How many of y'all know how to hunt your own food? How many of y'all know how to build your own house? Unless y'all know how to do that shit, then you're not a part of this conversation. But those that don't know how to do those things, we need what's out here to survive. But we still have to have some kind of care and some kind of compassion about not only ourselves but others.
This the connection. I'm glad I thought about this. Says a witness who declined to be identified, but who said he was an acquaintance of Lawrence, said the actor was cursing, waving his hands, and yelling, "Fight the establishment." He said Lawrence ran out of the street, and when police arrived and tried to fight them off, when they attempted to restrain him, y'all, this is the same story. This is the same exact story. Martin Lawrence was 30 years old at the time, though. I don't know how Lil Nas X is. I think he's still in his 20s. Oh my God, y'all. This the same story.
That's good shit. That's good shit, sweetness. Because guess what? I got corn growing in my backyard. Learn how to farm. Learn how to fish for your own, you know what I mean, fish for your own food. Hell, I got old Southerners in my background. A lot of them are past and gone. God rest their souls. But a lot of them had farms. A lot of them went to farms. A lot of them did their own for some. So, I mean, of course, we're not going to get all of it from farms and things like that. Some of us, yeah, they went shopping for groceries too. I mean, let's not be fucking too like, ignorant to the fact. But for the fact of if you know you can grow like tomatoes, greens, other kind of things like that, and you got the space to do it, do it, do it, do it. Shout out to all the Southerners from the South that know how to farm. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all those that taught something to our generation. Where it's okay, if we got the space and the place to do it, we're gonna do that shit too. And we're gonna man that shit and take care of it. So make sure that that's just something else that we can bring in. It's more natural. It's bad enough that milk ain't the same what it was 40 years ago. That's why they stopped selling it. Some farms they banned the powers to be. They banned farmers from really giving you real milk from cows because it was too healthy for you, and they wanted to water it down. Now, true enough, there's other um, avenues of milk that's healthy as well. They don't give you so many problems health wise, as far as soy milk. Um, Soy milk is really the only other milk other than real natural cow milk that'll give you the necessary things that you might need as far as certain minerals and vitamins. But shit is real, man. Shit is real. So let's finish this off, and I'm telling you, this next reaction is gonna blow y'all mind.
Run it up, man. Y'all gotta run it up. Y'all gotta smash the like button. I need hella comments on this. This is the same road. Ventura. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Lil Nas X. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Old Town Road rapper floating aimlessly down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. Martin Lawrence ran into traffic on a busy Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks, cursing and screaming. Same exact story. So, what is going on in Hollywood? Why are they choosing this road? We're talking about something that happened in 1996 all the way up into 2025. This is not a coincidence. This is a ritual. This is a ritual right here. And this one just happened to be filmed. The one with Martin Lawrence, there was no footage of it. Yeah, there was never any footage of this, but this has always been going on around the industry. People have talked about this one a lot. And now we have the connection to Ventura Boulevard. There got to be something going on. It got to be something going on. I need y'all to go ahead, smash the like button on this one, bro. With that being said, I think we got to just stop it right here. That's it. That's the connection. So we know that this is not random. This is not random. Crazy, man. Yeah, man. With that being said, go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one. Got another video for y'all tomorrow, man. It's gonna be a real good one. So with that being said, y'all, it's Black Balloon. I'm gonna see y'all soon. All right. I'm out.
Yo, sorry about that. I was kind of late on that one. Yeah, man. What y'all think about that? That shit is wild, right? I got some more wild shit, of course. It was in the Inquirer. Oh, right, as far as about, certain things out here that can help us with our health and, things like that. We gotta be really, we are approaching the end of time, yeah. And if you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. I was talking to my baby girl that not too long ago tonight. I'm like, you know what? I just want to go around some of the old circles that I used to be around, just to see how y'all moving right now. Because I still been hearing the traumatic bullshit that's going on with some of the circles I used to be a part of, right? And it's crazy because y'all motherfuckers ain't changed. Y'all have not changed. Not y'all have not evolved. If anything, y'all are regressing because y'all are so used to seeing the bullshit that's out here in the media, in the industry, and y'all just following along like a bunch of fucking hopeless sheep with no fucking mind of your own. And it's sad. It's sad. It's fucking sad. Remember the whole Will Smith? I'm about to blow your mind right now, y'all.
To behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'm about to blow y'all mind right now. Remember the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock Oscar fiasco that so-called was killing Will Smith's career? Remember that? Oh, I'm gonna speak on it. Trust me, I'm gonna speak on it. I just found earlier today where Chris Rock and Will Smith got that whole idea from and played it to the T. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't believe everything that y'all see from these people in the industry. Don't believe it. It's a lot of it is fake. A lot of it is an act, and they be playing in our motherfucking face, man. They be playing on your top. They be playing on your head, man. don't know what the fuck this shit came from as far as the actual TV show, but I'm about to show you. We'll copy this from an old movie. This is from an old movie, and this was black and white. So check this out, y'all.
How are y'all doing? Everyone having a good time still? Nice. Man, everyone really does look great tonight. Jeremy, I saw you on the red carpet. Looks like you lost those last few pounds. Angela, looks like you picked up that bit of weight Jeremy dropped. Should have been a carrot in that dress, but I guess you brought pumpkins back in season tonight. Good thing there's no fairy godmother around to be carting Cinderella off to the ball. Oh, what's this? Elijah taking the stage. Oh.
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did y'all just see how he walked up to the stage and slapped him, right? Now I want y'all to, I'm gonna go back on this. And I want y'all to remember what Will Smith did when he did the same shit at the Oscars.
Elijah taking the stage. Oh. Wow. Elijah Lewis just slapped the heck out of me.
Don't you ever talk about my wife that way.
Relax, my friend. It was just a joke. I'm a comedian, Elijah. You know how it is. No disrespect, Angela. You're gorgeous.
I said keep my wife's name out your mouth, boy.
Honey, calm down. We're on live TV.
Wow. This may be the greatest night in television. Am I right, folks?
What y'all think about that? If y'all want to look that up, look it up. You can probably pull it up on YouTube or any other site. The Chris Rock and Will Smith. How I pulled it up is Chris Rock and Will Smith fake the slap at the Oscars, and you'll pull that up and you'll see that video. That was back when it was black and white television. Okay, what you say? My stepfather got the video. He said that was an act between Will and Chris, and I was like, yeah. So I went over there and I think the video. Oh, so you actually saw the video after the fact. So yeah, but a lot of people just believe that shit was just for real, and y'all thought that Will Smith was finished in the industry, but yet and still he was still doing motherfucking movies, maybe on a lower level than what he was doing before. But shit, he played Serena Williams and Venus Williams' father in the movie, right? He played one of the greatest slaves that was in history, the one that had all the fucking whelps on his back. He played that character, correct? Am I not lying? He's one of my favorite actors of all time. I keep telling you, anytime you want to catch a vibe as far as empowerment, watch Pursuit of Happiness. That's one of my favorite movies. So my stepfather, in the video, that's why he said Will and Chris copied. Yeah. Oh, so he already knew, right? Old heads knew that shit. Us newer motherfuckers that came a little bit after, late to the party, back in the day when, people that our age was really watching like regular black and white television, on an everyday basis, we saw that kind of shit. They saw that kind of shit. But us, we was late to the party. You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit. But now I just saw that shit, so I had to put it out there on the Black Bottom Rodcast. Chris Rock and Will Smith faked that shit. That was a whole reenactment from a movie. Um, if you know what that movie is, Sweetness, can you please post that so we can show it? I might do a reaction. I think on Fridays, I'm gonna do like movie nights and like entertainment reaction. On my regular nights on Tuesdays, of course, we're gonna break down other shit. I mean, I got some other stuff we're gonna break down on some real shit. But yeah, that pray for Nas X. Pray for Nas X. Because obviously he's doing that, if not to put him back out here in the light of relevancy, but maybe they're doing that as a ritual to write him off. I don't know. Okay, cool. And once you find that out, man, hit me up with that. Email me or inbox me directly and let me know what that movie is so we can check that one out. Because I would love to see that movie as in its entirety. Because that's where the hell Will Smith and Chris Rock got that shit from. And I'm gonna keep putting that shit out there to the masses. And for those that don't know, man, please like, share, and subscribe to this video because that right there will tell you where Chris Rock and Will Smith got that shit from. That's his play. But all right, now we're gonna do some body cam. We're gonna break it down before we get into the main event of what we're talking about and what y'all saw in the video. Because man, Morris Day got in Jennifer Hudson's ass a few weeks back on a recent interview on her show. But we're gonna talk about this right here. The most disrespectful teen or daughter that you're gonna ever see on the body cam. I mean, yeah, you know these titles, they do whatever, but we're gonna see what this one out. Shout out to Heavy Gant for doing this one. For those that ain't following Heavy Gant, man, follow his page. He is a very awesome content creator, very entertaining, very engaging, and subscribe to him and tell him on the way in when you subscribe to tell him the Black Bottom Rodcast sent you. Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to the more. But here we go with Heavy Gant with this video right here.
Back like I left some. Let's get into some of these body cam reactions, y'all. The channel is Patrol Stories TV. Links in the description. If you're not here for the brilliant commentary, make sure you hit that link and go over there. I only do these videos for my audience. Let's not waste no time, people. Let's get it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see you in there. Hey, how's it going? What's going on?
I'm trying to get into the house and my mom won't open the door.
All right, what's your mom's name? Tawana? All right, let me see if we can make contact with her first, and then we'll come out here and speak with you. You just need to get some belongings, is that correct? All right. All right, give me 1 second.
Here we go.
Hello, how's it going, man?
Sorry.
How are you? Thank you. What's going on?
She no longer lives here.
You know why I live here?
No, and I literally, she kicked my door down the other day. I filed a report. She left, but she doesn't live here. She doesn't have any items here. The last item that she had here was a safe and a key, and I literally just gave that to my niece. She picked it up from my niece, so I literally don't even know why she's here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should we arrest mom for saying literally a little too much? I mean, she done said it.
Don't you hate that shit when you be talking to certain people and they say one word like constantly all the time? That shit be like kind of annoying. But also at the same time, you be thinking, are they really telling the truth? They just bullshit. You can tell how real a person is by their verse, how they talk, the key words they speak. Well, you know, maybe, I thought it was like, there's always something, telltale signs that make you believe that these motherfuckers is on some bullshit. And right away, we're hearing some bullshit. So let's see what this is.
Said it like 10 times already. Golly, come on.
I'm assuming she was made aware that she's no longer staying here.
Yeah, she moved. We moved her out voluntarily on Saturday. All her stuff is in the storage. Officer Schneider, when she came, she looked in the room. The room is completely empty. The only thing here is a dresser. That was it.
All right. Well, I don't know why she was. We didn't really get this chance to speak with her. We want to speak with you first.
I don't know why she's here.
She might want.
I have no idea. She came. Saturday was her last day here. She called me, I believe, on Sunday, and she asked me if she could stay a night. I told her she.
Oh, just so y'all know, whenever we do reaction videos to body cams, when they blur out the person that's talking, that's not really the person that is in trouble as far as when they get caught up in an arrest. They normally blur them out because they're not the primary suspect of the matter. Just to give y'all just heads up as far as why they do that. Like that, why they blur them out? Because that's not the motherfuckers gonna go get. Okay.
She couldn't. She came here. She initially came with Ewing, but I didn't know at the time. Then she kicked this door down. I just literally just got this door fixed. Kicked the door down, and she left. Really haven't heard from her since, and I'm fine with that. She reached out to me today. She asked me for her safe. I told her I would give the safe to my niece. I gave the safe to my niece. They met and she got it. So, and then she came here. What she's here for, I have no idea. I literally don't. But she doesn't live here. She's not welcome here, and I don't want anything to do with her at all.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, you can ask her.
Wow.
You know what it is she wants, but
yeah, I'll ask.
How many family members have you heard and seen that talk like this? And it's not common. It's not uncommon. Let me correct myself. I'm sorry. It's late and it's Friday night, and we had the Black Bottom Podcast. But anyway, how uncommon is this that you hear people talking about other people and their families? I think a lot of us can say that about one or two, or maybe a few of our families. And this is the breakdown that what really upsets me about us as a culture. We have allowed a certain thing to happen within our family that shouldn't really be. For whatever reason, maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's a lack of communication, maybe it's lack of understanding, maybe it's lack of knowledge of our family history. Why so many of us don't get along with a lot of us in our family. It hurts my heart to see that so many of our people don't really engage with our family more strong than what we would do with people out in the street that we don't know. There are so many people out here that fucking respect a total stranger over your own blood. And it ain't, and I know it's an old saying, you know, blood don't make you family. So we all know that. But blood's supposed to make you family. Blood is supposed to make you family other than anybody on the outside, if nothing else. So many of us have been so torn down and twisted with how a lot of our families have came about, whereas family doesn't even matter no more if it's blood related. And that's sad. It's a sad thing to say. We need to really look at this. A lot of us really need the necessary counseling, therapy that all of us need therapy. I'm just gonna keep it on. Us as the black community, I don't care about other ethnic groups and things like that because for the most part, a lot of it got this in the order. So for our community, don't tell me we don't need to tell you for what we've all been through in our history in this country, in our history over the years, in our history in civil rights, in our history in post-civil rights, in our history in the crack epidemic, in our history in the disease epidemic, in our history in the lifestyle epidemic, in our history in anything that we've fucking done out here in this world. Let's just keep it 100. We are the most praised and the most degraded fucking race in this country. I said that shit, I'm against that shit. If you don't believe me, if you don't fucking like what I'm saying, then get the fuck off this page. But if you feel what I'm saying, please hit the one in the chat, because I know what I'm talking about.
Ask her what she wants. I mean, if she has additional things that she claims that she needs to retrieve.
I mean, the only thing is, there's like some stuff that's left in a drawer, in drawers. But other than that, if you can go up yourself if you want and look, it's empty.
I'll take a look real quick.
So,
Hey,
I
here,
Yeah, you can.
It's a nice place.
But yeah, so we moved all her stuff out. This is it. We left the dresser because it's extremely heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we heard this closet was empty, but last night I moved all my coats to it. So these are all of my things.
Okay.
Those aren't her things, but it's empty.
And who is she to you?
That's my daughter.
That's your daughter. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Inside the house, officers observed that the bedroom was nearly empty, except for a large dresser. No bed, no clothing, and no personal items indicated that Smaya had no valid reason to be there anymore. At this point, the officer likely determined that she had no business being on the property and returned to the porch to talk to her.
Hey, you see, mama tired of her shit. Mama tired of her shit. You're 22 years old. You want to do it your way. You're not going to listen. You're not going to follow the program we got in the crib. Okay. Find your own place. Do your own program.
It's just too much, and I just rather her figure out your life. You know, anything you try to tell.
A learning moment for her.
It's a learning moment, and I believe that she's going to come out on the other side. You know, I don't think that this is going to be the end for her, but I do think that this is going to invoke a change.
And tell me that ain't like how our big mamas and them like live and what they talk about. You just ain't gonna just come in my motherfucking crib and be living in my house and thinking you gonna do what you wanna do, right? I think a lot of us grew up in households like that in the day. There are certain rules and guidelines. Just like for my baby, they know there are certain rules and guidelines. And me and my wife. You just ain't gonna just run amok up in this motherfucker. And we gonna keep you well. And you know what's so the beautiful thing about it is? Right off the bat, my babies went back to school this week. They getting high praises already for how they present themselves in school, how they are being adult with their class and their classmates, things like that. That's just say something. That's just a beautiful thing. The one thing I hate and I can't stand is fucking these parents putting these children in school that don't know how to fucking act with others. Don't know how to work well with others, always fucking combative, always being mischievous, always fucking up. Them the kids, I can't blame the kids for it because it's, you know, they got to get it from somewhere else. Those kind of kids, honestly, me myself personally, I want to walk up to their mama because 9 times out of 10, they a lot of them is fucking raised by a single mom, and the mom ain't about shit. I want to smack the. No, I'm not here to promote violence. Okay, Understand that. I'm not trying to promote violence, but I swear for God, I can't stand a disrespectful ass child because I'm not gonna blame the child. I'm gonna look at the fucking mom. I'm gonna look at the parents, and then when I see how they move and what they doing, all right, then that makes all the sense in the world. So when I check they motherfucking ass, I don't want to hear no bullshit. Because what you ain't gonna do is taint mine. Because now we got problems. See, this is what real families and real parents did with their children. And I'm quite sure some of y'all can agree to that because your parents, if you about that kind of mindset, your parents did not give a fuck about nothing what the other motherfuckers did, but you better not do that shit or me and you gonna see each other in the basement tonight. Tell me I'm lying.
Change in her to the point where she becomes more responsible, where she takes more accountability, where she realizes that everybody else is not to blame for, her
own stress or her own issues in her life.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. Okay, mama, I fuck with you. Absolutely. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So this is the opposite of what we typically see. This is a mama that more than likely, just from what I'm hearing, she's probably done everything she could for her daughter. Right? Like, I mean, maybe she'll be the villain as the video unfolds, but a lot of times a parent does everything they can and the kid don't want to listen. And now she's 22. So, okay, don't listen in my house then. Bye.
Exactly. So sometimes I have a thing that I say all the time. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
So we'll try to talk to her, see kind of what she wants.
Mhm.
It may not be warranted. It may not, tell her she might be out of luck.
Mhm.
And just not to return and until you guys can rebuild that relationship where
I think
she's
it's
on her
gonna take
feet,
some
she's
time.
doing good for herself. Maybe get her emotions in check, and then you guys can maybe rekindle that relationship that you guys had, and when she's more level-headed.
Yeah, because right now, she's very irrational, and when she is that way, there's no talking to her. My dad has tried, her dad has tried. She falls out with all her friends. As long as you're going along with everything that she say, how she want to do it, when she want to do, she good. But the minute you know what I'm saying?
You hit everything out. Anything else I would suggest too.
Yeah, like I don't know. So now she's going to have. My mom used to always say, "A hard head make a soft behind."
Hell yeah.
She got to learn. She got to go through this. This is what's going to get her to the other side of the life that she wants. I believe that in my heart. I don't think that this is a downfall for her, and it's hard for me. Like this is really hard for me, but it needs to be done.
But
it's
you did
a
the right
shame.
thing. I'm not sure. I guess she might have called.
She called.
Yeah. I'll talk to her. Do you need anything else from us?
Oh no.
I'll talk to her out here if I need you again. I'll knock.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. So what's going on?
What you mean? This is my house, and I'm trying to get in.
Apparently it's not. You ain't got nothing up in there. You hear that? Did you just see the attitude and the spirit on her? It's my house. I'm trying to get in.
But your mom says that you don't live here anymore and you moved out this past Saturday.
That's not true.
She helped you the U-Haul and got all your belongings, including your clothing and personal belongings, out to a storage unit.
That don't mean shit.
She says that you were
Hold on. She said that don't mean shit, bitch. Your shit is out that house. It's in the storage unit. You see how entitled and fucking privileged this motherfucker thinks she is? You out your goddamn mind. Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Some of you parents, or some of you new parents out here are nothing like the parents of old. Because right then and there, let that been 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and you said some shit like that, and see what your mama or your daddy would have did. They'd have risked going to jail, busting you upside your motherfucking mouth, saying some fuck shit like that. How the fuck you gonna disrespect the house that fed you, housed you, clothed you, protected you, and now that you got a little hair around your shit, and you thinking because you think you grown and you ain't really grown, you ain't got a motherfucking dollar to your goddamn name, Think you gonna fucking sit over here on my motherfucking property and talk to me like this? Nigga. Nigga. You got the hell of a nerve. I understood now what my motherfucking elders said to me when I was doing stupid shit when I was a little youth. Now I truly understand they veracity. Like, motherfucker, I'll take your punk ass out of here and I'll go to prison. They didn't care. You know how some of our elders got arrested. A lot of them shows, a lot of them around no more. So they were old back in the day, 40, 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them didn't get fucked. They take your ass out right in front of the motherfucking people. And be like this. All right, go ahead, take me in. They deserve it. Did they? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But how you gonna disrespect the motherfucker that you took care of? You gonna regret that shit later. You gonna regret disrespecting the ones that created. For the best, and I'm not saying that every parent, every mother that gave birth, every father that either was there or not there as much as they should be is bad people. There are some that are some fuckheads. There are some that don't do the right thing or do right by their children. There are. But the ones that really try and they end up with children like this, leave them motherfuckers where the fuck they at and let them figure it out. You just gave them all the information they needed to have, right? Y'all done gave them all the information that they needed to know to try to be as productive as they could. And they still ignored all that shit. Let them go. Let them be. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, put them on. No, let them be. Let them be what they need to be. Trust me, they'll find out the hard way. We all did. All of us hard-headed at one point in life.
The car, which is totally cool with you being in possession with while you get back on your feet. But she says you're not welcome here.
Wow. And she's still letting you ride the car? Okay. So you're not on your feet right now. You ain't got no place to stay, but because of your mama, you still have a car to drive. And you're sitting here with this ungrateful, entitled, disrespectful attitude and spirit on you. I understand 100% why that woman don't want you in her house. Why? Because it looked like a big, nice house. That woman probably works, I don't know how many hours a day to be able to provide that. To come home to a disrespectful child? Nope.
Here I live here, and she has to evict me property.
Yeah, but she said she already moved you out. And you went
I don't really care. It's a bed in there, and she has to properly evict me.
No, there's nothing in that room.
There's a bed downstairs. You checked everything. You was up there so long. It's a bed in the basement. It's
Why are you giving me attitude?
We're
We're here to help you.
I don't really give a. This is my house, and I want to go in.
You can't go in there.
Okay, well, there's a bed in there, and she needs to properly evict me.
Well, the room that she showed me,
there's a bed in there, and she has to properly evict me.
there was no bed upstairs.
I don't give a where the bed is.
Where were you staying?
Wow.
Where were you staying at?
In the basement.
In the basement. Okay, I'll talk to mom again. Watch out, you're not. Stop.
Whoa, see, that's that bullshit. Did you just see that shit right there? That motherfucker just put her hands on the like smacked the police like that was her nigga that came home late. She smacked that motherfucker like that was her nigga that was entertaining another bitch, and she found out about it. I'm gonna say this right now, family, Black Bottom family, sisters and brothers. I know sometimes we get in a situation where we get so fucking pissed off with each other. You might want to fucking rip their motherfucking heart out through their back. You might want to judo chop them in the motherfucking throat and make their teeth clack together. But please, I don't give a fuck how pissed off you are. You need to turn around and walk away before you put your hands on somebody. Because you might fuck around with the fuck around. And I know a lot of y'all old heads know what I'm talking about. You might fuck around with the fuck around and find out what it really is when you fucking put your hands on somebody. That shit was wild. Hold on, I need to go back to that. 'Cause that shit was crazy.
Well, the room that she showed me,
There's a bed in there, and she has to properly evict you.
there was no bed upstairs.
I don't give a where the bed is.
And where
It
were
could
you
be in the
staying?
garage.
Where were you staying at?
In the basement.
In the basement. Okay, I'll talk to mom again. I'll try you're not. Stop.
Whoa! What? Did you see? I'm rewinding this back. I cannot believe that, dog. That's why mama put you out, because of that right there.
Okay, I'll talk to mom again. I'll try you're not. Stop.
Crazy.
Stop.
I'm not even resisting.
I got it.
You're just using that shit because I snapped the jump. Don't touch me.
And what's so crazy about some of you new breed ass bitches and niggas out here, y'all so lucky y'all not back from motherfucking 1965. They would. Let me tell you about the police back in the day. You know, I'm an old head, 54 years old. Let that been back in the 90s when you fuck shit like that. You'd have been fucking shot up in the motherfucking street. They'd have fucking pulled out their billy clubs, because back in the day, all police had billy clubs. They'd have beat the brakes off your ass and left you in the motherfucking street. And they might call the motherfucking ambulance. They might. Or they might just fucking beat your brakes off your ass, throw you in the back seat of the squad car, and take you to your ops neighborhood after they done fucked you up. Real fucking talk. You new breed motherfucking colors, y'all just don't know how good y'all got, opposed to what it was decades prior. You saw how she just swung on that cop like it wasn't shit. She swung on that motherfucker like that was her nigga. That didn't come home last night. She swung on that nigga like she saw that she saw that motherfucker downtown getting a number from a new female. She swung on that motherfucker like she ain't give a fuck. Yeah, she lost her goddamn mind. I swear for God, if that was 40 years ago, she'd have got shot. And it was bring some crack over. Wasn't no body cams back then. Wasn't no video cameras back then. You know, what all this social media shit. They just fucking laid the narrative. She got aggressive. She reached for the gun. What you saw it, Johnson? I just freaking some crack over the video.
He just tried to touch me. I smacked the out of him. Now he's standing over resisting. You just touched me.
Give me your other hand.
No, you just touched me. And I smacked the out of you. Yes, the he did. Watch the camera. Watch the camera. Watch the camera. Watch it now.
And what's so crazy about this situation, and this is why I'm so glad that I never became law enforcement. With my mindset, my attitude, and just my mindset. If that would have been me, that she smacked, mysteriously my body cam would have disappeared. It had got thrown like a thrown, not thrown, thrown. It had got thrown about 30 feet away because when she smacked me in the same motion, I reached for my body cam and my whole motion like thrung it, and it would have been out of fucking range. And by the time it was all over, she probably would have been in the front of the motherfucking lawn on the grass. Yeah, the lawn is the grass. Twitching. She'd have been twitching. Like shaking and shit, like face the fuck down. Like, what you talking about, bro? You put your hands on a woman? No, I'm putting my hands on a bitch. It's a difference. I don't put my hands on women. I'll put my hands on a motherfucker that acts like a bitch. If you act like a woman, then you can yell, you can scream all you want. That's not a reason for me to put my hands on you. But the moment you touch me, ain't that what's fucked up with goddamn motherfuckers with niggas in the hood? On my mama, you touch me, it's over.
Ow! You don't let them take me. He touched me.
Stop. You're gonna get on the ground in a second. Stop. Stop resisting.
Not resisting. My
Give me your hand. Get off his pants.
You'll get on my nerves, bro. I swear to God.
Stop. Stop.
I'm 100 pounds and you're doing all that for free.
Okay, then don't act the way you acting if you only 100 pounds in.
I took 5 of y'all last time. Y'all not shit. Go ahead.
Okay, you're explaining why they're doing this if it took 5 of them last time.
But why is it always? No, it ain't always the little one. It'd be the little one. It'd be the middle one. It'd be the minimum. The medium one. Oh, man, it's getting late. I'm sorry. It's been a long week. It'd be the small one. It'd be the medium one, and it'd be the super ultra back silverback ass motherfucker that do this shit too. Why are you ladies so overly aggressive? No matter what stage in life your fucking body frame is. Why a lot of y'all so goddamn aggressive? I'm with my wife. Like, man, honestly, today's society need to have the police force of the 50s and 60s. I clear for God, y'all won't have these. We wouldn't see this shit. And if we do, it would not be a good look. But because of liberals and feminism and all this other bullshit, different laws and, rallies and all this other bullshit, not saying that, a lot of them are justified by what they need to do as being police officers, but they got a job, they got families, they got lives too. Do they really want to deal with your motherfucking nigger ass? No. But a lot of them put in your motherfucking community. Was it once upon a time that cops really didn't give a fuck about y'all? Yup. And we were more together. Isn't this ironic that now that the police force is a little bit more understanding of circumstances of the communities that they patrol, now the community is a lot more disrespectful than what it was in the days of old. It's like a reverse. Back then, the police didn't give a fuck about you, and we all talked about how, it was fucked up, police brutality. Now, the police have gotten trained a little bit better to respect you. Now, y'all don't respect the police.
Hands behind the petite, dysfunctional brisket, ma'am.
What the you come for me?
Stop
Y'all
moving.
resisting. I'm not moving. You mad you got smacked? Watch the
Yeah, people get mad when they get smacked.
camera.
Stop moving.
I'm not moving. Do your job.
He's trying to.
Up, bro. I went to ring the doorbell and you touched me. So
Oh
you got
my
smacked
God.
as a reflex.
Oh my God.
It was a reflex. I ain't never smacked nobody in my life.
I don't believe that. Come on.
I don't give a walk me to the car.
Hey, well, at least you got a place to stay tonight, right?
Hospital.
Hold on. So that's your reflex because you tried to walk into the house and being that they were the enforcers of the law and telling you you're not allowed back in this house. That gave you the influx and the remedial fucking attitude to put your hands on somebody because they stopped you when they put their hands out. He put his arm out to stop you from walking into the house. Not to fucking be aggressive, but to be an enforcement of the law. So because you didn't like what the fuck he did, that gave you the right to swing on that man. You are fucking lucky that he wasn't me and I wouldn't have grabbed you by your motherfucking throat and threw you off that porch. While me jumping over that porch on your fucking neck. Oh, damn, did I say that?
To behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
You react, I react. You get hot, I get hot. You get mad, I get angrier. What the fuck? You're not about to fucking smack me and think, oh my God. See, this is why I was never a policeman. Because not only would I probably would have like grabbed you and like threw you over the porch after that, I probably would have came with my taser. I ain't gonna delete you. I'm gonna fucking shock the shit out your ass. And then just right when you smacked me, all of a sudden my body cam just flew like 30 yards away. So that body cam was nowhere by. All you're gonna do is hear like screams and my shoes, fell off and damn, mama bone fall out my shoulder. Oh, look, I'd have been in internal affairs like, yeah, I did it. I'm tired of this shit. Y'all put me in this community to fucking police them. I'm gonna police them the way I need to police. I'm either gonna fucking deter crime and fuckery, or I'm not gonna be here. Put me in a suburb where I can only write like parking tickets and like speeding tickets and shit like that. Put me in those kind of communities. If you gonna put me in this fucking bullshit, I'm gonna fucking get down with the get down. This is why I wasn't a police. Man, Officer Lee, you would not want to see me. And I was a boss.
Spit on your dog.
Don't spit on me, another charge.
I don't give a damn. Talk
All
about
right. Okay.
bad as hell. What's your name?
Rodolphe. I'll be on your
I just
complaint.
smacked the shit out of you.
Yep, you're going to jail.
I don't give a damn. I've been there.
All right,
Been there, done that.
There you go.
Dumb.
Stop. You got anything on you?
My phone. Mom, give me my keys, please. Mom, please give me my keys.
Man, I wonder where things went wrong with this girl, man.
You know, I went to ring that doorbell. It was a reflex. The you touched me for?
They didn't go wrong with, well, maybe they did go wrong with it. But she got enough common sense. She got enough sense of herself. She should learn how to have self-control. But depending on how the household was, some households don't have self-control. Some households show dysfunction to the extreme. She clearly shows a very belligerent and violent aura about her movement. So when she feels threatened, when she feels like she's been cornered, when she feels like she's being disrespected, but the only thing that she's gonna do to combat that is to be violent, be aggressive, be disrespectful. That's a learned behavior. Everyone don't do that. We teach our children at a very early age when they can't express themselves properly and they do things overly aggressive. We teach them at a very early age that's not what we do. But when you grow up in an environment that's probably just as volatile as that, they think that's just the right thing to do. And this is the problem in our community. This is the problem in our family. And where's the father? Where's the man in this whole thing? Where's the balance? Where's the regulator to say, hey, this ain't what's about to happen. That's why it's so important to have fathers in the house, especially with children, especially with daughters. So let's go. Let's keep going.
Give me my keys, Mom. All this dumb shit. It's a reaction,
All
bro.
right. Yeah, I mean, it's not, again, that's exactly what her mom said. She don't take accountability for nothing. It was just a reaction. It was just a reaction. I didn't mean to slap you in the face. It's just a reaction. If you react by slapping people in the face, you need to go to jail.
Please give me some shoes with your ugly. Okay.
Wow. Oh.
And I'm not going to be politically correct, but if you feel the need to slap a motherfucker, they should feel the need to beat the brakes off your ass. Like I said, this is why I know I couldn't have been the police. I'd have been the worst feared. I probably wouldn't have made 10 years in the force. It'd have been one situation that just would have went too far left, and I would have went right left with it. And I'd have been talking in front of internal affairs like, yeah, I know I should have kicked him down the road for like a mile straight. I shouldn't have wrapped this fucking coat around my squad car and drug him 2 miles. You know, I shouldn't have took his shoes off that had steel toe boots and beat the brakes off of him with his fucking own boots. I shouldn't have done that, right? Damn. He reached for my pistol. I felt threatened. That's just how I felt. And everything faded to black. And yeah, I know I was on 95th and Essex. But why I took him to Indianapolis in the cornfield, I do not know why I drove him 3 hours. I blanked out. I don't know. I mean, he rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Oh my God.
You got the mask in the backseat?
Oh, we got the forearm of justice. Oh my God, man. This guy deserves a medal for keeping his composure. My God, even this right here is being lightly placed there so she don't spit on him again.
Check to see if there's a mask.
See how much I can. And you like?
Hey, let's not make this about race, man.
I keep going. You dumb. You know it was a reaction.
Should be in the med bag. Stop spitting. Stop
I
spitting.
ain't spitting. You want my f***ing up. You want my neck. You mad as hell. You see how mad he is?
There you go.
Yeah.
Man, this bitch retarded, man. I'm sorry. I know I should be saying more politically correct, things, but this bitch retarded.
I don't know where her other one is, but
Oh, wait here. I'm not sure what happened.
she assaulted me and she was placed in handcuffs. She tried to gain access into the house after we advised her not to return, and moved her out of the way. She came around and slapped me in the face.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. And then she just spit on me, so it's
I'm gonna bring
additional
this
charge.
up further.
All right. The car's gonna stay here. It's your.
I ran up the doorbell and smacked the f*** out of him. I swear
right.
to God, it was by accident.
Oops.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta go back.
For f***ing smacking.
Any bitch, any fucking woman that got a hairline like this, they mean serious business. This is the shit that I'm talking about our sisters in the community that fuck with these goddamn weeds. Why is her hairline damn near in the middle of her motherfucking hood? Why? Why does it look like if we take that motherfucking sew-in off, that her real natural hair don't look like a plucked ass chicken? Why? Why is it so hard for you sisters to grow your own hair? Not only grow it, but take care of it. You know, there is such things as listeners and sunlight, vitamin D, things like that that help you grow good. I can only imagine what her hair looked like if you took that shit off. Look at her hairline. You motherfucking bitches talk about men and they hairline. A lot of men lose hair naturally, not because of this bullshit. Okay? It could be hereditary, genetics, whatever they say. But y'all motherfuckers lose shit at a rapid rate.
Smacking the shit out of the cop, bro. I tried to ring up the doorbell and smack the f*** out of him. I swear to God, it was by accident.
Oops.
But he like reached for my arm, bro. Like, what the f*** you trying to touch me, bro? I'm just trying to ring the doorbell. Then I spit on him because he was terrible. My mom, get my car keys for my mom, bro. It's all because of her, bro. I'm trying to get in the house. She got to properly evict me, and they on her side. Like,
Why don't you go take care of yourself, bro? Why don't you go get a job, bro? Why don't you go live as an adult, bro? Like, don't nobody owe you shit. Your mama don't owe her. Like, this is the thing. At this point, your mama don't owe you shit. You're 22 years old. You got a car you can drive. You had a place to stay. Your mama don't owe you nothing, young lady. Nothing at all. But you know what? Life about to be hard for her. This ain't her first time being arrested. She's ruining her record. She's ruining her resume. So when she shakes this old dumb, stupid spirit, when this dumb, stupid spirit eventually gets rebuked out of her, then she's going to have to start over at the lowest level. If it gets rebuked out of her at all. Some people stay like this their whole life.
What are you talking about?
Who you talking to?
What you talking about?
You were just talking on the phone. Who you talking to?
The phone in the back seat. You took it.
Oh, because you're calling from your Apple Watch, huh?
Can I call?
All right.
He's so mad. I'm ready to spit on him again. Rodolphe. And I know that name from something weird.
Yeah, probably another cop that arrested you. All right. And when you get done spitting on this man, you still gonna be homeless.
You spit on that man. Oh my God. First off, look at that motherfucking headline. And this is a common thing with a lot of sisters in the hood. Y'all killing y'all here. Y'all killing y'all motherfucking headline. Y'all got the motherfucking headline where a motherfucker just like be wanting to like lick their hand, like smack the fuck out your fucking forehead, because that shit is a 12 hood. And I bet you she didn't have hair like that before. But because so many ladies in the neighborhood want to do all this crazy shit with y'all hair and fuck up y'all hair because y'all too lazy to take care of your own hair. Let me just, I know a lot of y'all don't see it. All this is my hair. Right? Matter of fact, let's go a little closer. Let's go closer. All this is my hair. Yeah, I didn't grow. Yeah, I said it. I didn't grow. I grew it all this time. I'm proud of it. Been growing it since my youngest son was born back in 2001. 24 years. I didn't cut a lot of it, but for the most part, I done kept a large portion of it. Y'all sisters can't grow y'all hair like this. Even like imagine what my hair would look like if I never lost it and just let it grow for the plus 20 years that I'm in it. You know, it is possible, y'all, that you can grow your hair like this. This ain't extension. I didn't have people ask me over years, like, yeah, that's really your hair. Yeah, motherfucker. If you take care of it, wash it, oil it, grease it, and let it be, and don't destroy it, and have a decent diet, yeah, your hair can grow like that. Some of you pluck chicken bitches can't grow your hair that much. Because y'all be putting that bullshit, phony ass shit in y'all head. Like, real fucking tall.
When you get done fighting the cops and going to jail, you still gonna be homeless. Like, what has improved about your situation?
He had to pull me over before. They looking for a phone. They got the phone. You took the phone out of my back pocket.
And I'm sorry to say this, y'all, and I'm sorry, ladies, if some of y'all feel this way. Don't ever trust a woman with her hairline damn near in the center of her motherfucking head. I'm just gonna say that.
Hold on.
You be so quick to touch somebody. That's why you got smacked in that neck right there. You see that red spot?
Yeah.
That's why.
Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on. because I need to go back to that. And somehow I fucked up and hit something that I shouldn't hit. And whatever. Yeah, here it is. My bad. I'm struggling screaming out here.
It is assault on a law enforcement officer, throwing bodily fluid at a lawn.
Bodily fluid. This bitch throw bodily fluid at a motherfucker. Spitting on somebody.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
Damn it. This make you feel better?
Make me feel better?
Yeah.
No, but at least I know you're not gonna spit on me through the mask.
Zemiah Whittington was hit with a long list of charges, including aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer,
That's crazy. Yeah, she did some bold as shit. So anyway, we're gonna go to the main event right now. Morris Day did some very interesting shit in a recent interview with Jennifer Hudson. And I got my own thing with Jennifer Hudson, but since she's been in interviews for so long, and I remember, you know, when her whole family got deleted, because I actually stayed right around the corner from where her family stayed at on 7, when I was staying right off of 7th Church in Wentworth back in that year. And it was really weird. But she has evolved in so much other shit over the years. She got her own TV show and now, because, you know, they ain't putting it out there. They tried to make her the next Whitney Houston, but it didn't work. It didn't work out like that. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. But here on a recent interview on the Jennifer Hudson show, which I never watch it, I just hear about it in the past. But Morris Day happened to be on it, and it got kind of crazy. And what really kills me about the ones that still enthralled in the industry that have no soul no more, they tend to disrespect those that paved the way for what they are right now. Yeah, wasn't one of her brothers the dude that made that song "On My Mama" that used to be right there on 71st and Vincennes at that gas station? Wasn't he related to her? I think if I'm not mistaken, because I remember, because back in the day, you remember that song "On My Mama," you know. Yeah, I think he was related to it as well. While she was coming along in the ranks, you know, he was a local, you know, celeb, but you know, she went on to do bigger things. She went on to American Idol. I could have been on American Idol when I was still in the industry, but I was too old at the time. They had a certain age limit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All of them met their demise because of this. But we gonna see what Morris Day had to say about this. Shout out to Shia Bazaar Stories. I can't don't quote me on the name. Don't quote me on that. But we always fairly used to this. But just a story about what happened here recently, a couple weeks back, with Morris Day and Jennifer Hudson on Jennifer Hudson.
What happens when two music legends clash over artistic legacy, and one of them refuses to back down? You're about to witness one of the most explosive interviews in daytime television history. Before we dive into this jaw-dropping confrontation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below because this story will leave you speechless. The Jennifer Hudson show had been building anticipation for weeks. Morris Day, the flamboyant frontman of the time and Prince's former collaborator, was scheduled to discuss his new memoir and reflect on his decades in the music industry. What producers expected to be a smooth, nostalgic conversation quickly transformed into a verbal battlefield that would end with Morris Day storming off the set in front of a stunned studio audience. Jennifer Hudson, radiant in an emerald green blazer, welcomed Morris Day to the stage with her signature warm smile. The audience erupted in applause as Day strutted out wearing his trademark sunglasses and a perfectly tailored purple suit, his confidence radiating through every step. He settled into the plush interview chair, adjusting his collar with theatrical precision. Morris Day, welcome to the show, Jennifer began, her voice carrying that distinctive blend of warmth and professionalism that had made her a beloved talk show host. It's such an honor to have you here. The pleasure is all mine, Jennifer, Morris replied, his voice smooth as silk with that familiar Minneapolis swagger. Though I have to say, that dress is almost as stunning as my entrance. The audience chuckled, and Jennifer laughed graciously. Well, you certainly know how to make an entrance. You've been doing it for over 4 decades now. Some would say I perfected it, Morris said, leaning back in his chair with a slight smirk. Jennifer nodded, consulting her notes. Your new memoir, On Time, takes readers through your incredible journey from Minneapolis to becoming one of the most recognizable figures in funk and R&B. But there's obviously one relationship that shaped your career more than any other. Morris's posture shifted almost imperceptibly, his fingers drumming once against the armrest. I imagine you're referring to Prince. Exactly. You two had such a complex relationship, both collaborative and competitive. In the book, you write about some tensions that most fans never knew existed. Well, Morris said, his tone becoming more measured. Prince was brilliant, no question. But brilliance and ego often walk hand in hand, and sometimes that ego can overshadow the contributions of others. Jennifer leaned forward slightly. Can you elaborate on that? Because from the outside, it seemed like you two were partners, especially during the time's early success. Morris removed his sunglasses for the first time, revealing sharp, calculating eyes. Partners, he repeated, letting out a dry laugh. Jennifer, let me tell you something about partnerships.
Now let's break down some things right now, because me being from that generation, growing up in the 80s, the 90s, and shit like that, Morris Day at the time was a very pivotal uh, fixture in entertainment back in the day. Very charismatic. Yeah, he was brought out by Prince back in the day. But could I say that he was like a prodigy of what Prince was on? No, Morris Day was a whole thing amongst himself. He had a whole aura. Matter of fact, that what I can remember is that Prince was actually kind of jealous of Morris Day because of what Morris Day in the time was doing. And Morris Day had some of the most talented musicians of that era. You know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, wasn't they very pivotal as far as the success of Janet Jackson? And they came from the time. I'm just saying. Morris Day was an MF in his own way. Prince was a little jealous of Morris Day. Morris Day had the short end of the stick at a lot of years in his career because of Prince. So we gonna let this play out, because this gonna really tell you the story about how the newer industry disrespects the old heads in the industry, and how they use their little puppets to try to pacify things. in certain situations. But Morris Day wasn't happy.
A real partnership means equal credit, equal respect, equal recognition. What we had was more complicated than that. In what way? Prince wrote most of the Time's music. Yes, but he performed it under our name because his record label wouldn't let him release multiple albums simultaneously. Meanwhile, I'm up there performing, giving those songs life, creating the visual identity, the stage presence, the personality that made the Time unforgettable. But who gets remembered as the genius behind it all? Jennifer's expression grew more serious. But surely you understood the arrangement going in, and the success of the Time opened doors for your solo career. Morris's jaw tightened. Open doors? Jennifer, I didn't need doors open for me. I was creating magic on that stage every single night. The question isn't whether doors were opened. It's whether proper credit was given where credit was due. The studio audience had grown noticeably quieter, sensing the shift in energy. Jennifer maintained her professional composure, but there was a flicker of surprise in her eyes at the direction the conversation was taking. Morris, I think most people would agree that both you and Prince were incredibly talented artists who brought different strengths to your collaborations. Most people, Morris repeated, his voice rising slightly, don't know the full story. They see the mythology, the legend, the carefully crafted narrative. But some of us live the reality behind all that. Jennifer paused, choosing her words carefully. I want to be respectful here, especially since Prince isn't here to share his perspective. But from interviews he gave over the years, it seemed like he had tremendous respect for your talents and contributions. Morris stood up abruptly, causing Jennifer to startle slightly. He began pacing behind his chair, his movements sharp and deliberate. Jennifer, with all due respect to you and your show, respect isn't something you claim to have for someone in interviews after the fact. Respect is something you demonstrate through your actions, through how you treat people when the cameras aren't rolling, through how you share credit and recognition. The camera operators were now tracking Morris's movements as he gestured emphatically. Jennifer remained seated, but her body language had shifted to alert attention. Morris, she said gently, I can hear the passion in your voice about this, and I understand that these relationships in the music industry can be complicated, but Prince spoke very highly of you in multiple interviews over the years. Did he now? Morris stopped pacing and turned to face Jennifer directly. Tell me, Jennifer, did he speak highly of me before or after I started setting the record straight about our working relationship? The question hung in the air like a challenge. Jennifer blinked, clearly not having expected such a pointed response. I think from what I've read and researched, it was consistent throughout his career, she replied diplomatically. Morris let out another laugh, but this one was sharper, more bitter. Consistent. That's an interesting choice of words. He walked back toward his chair, but didn't sit down. Instead, he gripped the back of it with both hands, his knuckles showing white through his dark skin. Let me tell you about consistency, Jennifer. Consistently being introduced as...
Well, I don't know who did the narrative for this this in particular story for this show, but Morris Day knows fucking dark. Okay, he ain't my complexion, I tell you that. He in my day back in the '80s, he was a light bright. He was a high yellow nigga. Um, I don't know what this person was that said that shit. Man. This AI that be going on right now be kind of janky, but ain't nowhere in hell he's dark as fuck. I'm a dark ass motherfucker. So he's not dark. But anyway, I just had to put that up. Right? No, that just kind of like threw me off. But anyway, let's continue.
As Prince's protege instead of as Morris Day, accomplished artist. Consistently having my contributions minimized in favor of the narrative that one person was the creative force behind everything. Consistently watching other people get credit for work that involved multiple talents. Jennifer's professional training was kicking in, trying to steer the conversation back to safer ground. But Morris, your solo career and your work with the Time has been celebrated by fans and critics alike. Doesn't that recognition matter? Of course it matters, Morris shot back. But recognition that comes with an asterisk isn't the same as recognition that stands on its own. When every article about the Time starts with Prince's side project or fronted by Morris Day, but created by Prince, that's not recognition of my artistry. That's recognition of my ability to perform someone else's vision. The studio had grown uncomfortably quiet. Even the audience members who had been excited to see Morris Day were now sitting in tense silence, unsure of how to react to the raw emotion pouring out of the performer they had come to see. Jennifer took a breath, clearly trying to process the intensity of Morris's response while maintaining her role as a professional interviewer. "I hear what you're saying," she said carefully, "and I think it's important for artists to have their contributions properly acknowledged. But
And the sad thing about this one particular story right now, I've been trying to search online as far as that live event. I don't know if this was actually like put out publicly after, because you know a lot of times they do shows and they report them. I don't know if this actual show was actually put out, but it's hard. I can't find any live footage behind it. I'm not saying it was fake, but it's real ironic that something to this magnitude is not shown in real time. It's such a small thing that's so strong. Yeah, exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, does he feel gratitude that Prince put him on? Of course. But don't tell me, and I'm talking about all the old heads that know, that came up in that era back in the 80s. Don't tell me that Prince made Morris Day at the time. They was their own shit. Don't tell me that. Yeah, okay. Prince might have wrote songs for him, but Morris Day got on stage and performed them songs. He personified that shit. So don't sit up here and try to say, oh yeah, if it wasn't for Prince, woo, 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 woo. Okay, he opened the door for him, but if it wasn't for fucking Morris Day, Jerome, and the time, that would be nothing. If you would have gave that to fucking Stanley, it probably wouldn't have worked. If you would have gave it to fucking Fred, who's Fred? Exactly. It wouldn't have worked. Exactly. They made them fucking say he utilized what he gave them, and they just turned that shit out. I'm just saying. I was there seeing the whole shit unfold growing up back in the 80s, back in the day. I remember Purple Rain and all that other shit. Matter of fact, hopefully, like, once we build our platform to a bigger status and I establish a Patreon page and coincide with what we got going on, I might do movie nights on my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I'm looking forward to the future for what we got going on. But right now we're at the embryo stages, so it is what it is. I'm slow poking, I'm slow hoeing, I'm slow pimping, and I just need support. So hey, if you're willing to help with the channel so we can help build, you know what to do. You know, Cash App open. Donations is very appreciated, but your like and your subscribe is very appreciated. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of this year. Like, share, and subscribe to this so we can do better content and build on this platform and really have a great time here at the Black Bottom.
But I also think there's value in collaboration. And sometimes the most beautiful art comes from creative partnerships where different people bring different strengths. Morris's eyes flashed. "Creative partnerships?" he repeated slowly. "Jennifer, let me ask you something. In your music career, when you collaborated with other artists, did you get equal billing, equal credit, equal respect?" "Well, that depends on the specific collaboration. But you got your name on the songs, right? Your face on the album covers. Your voice recognized as distinctly yours." "Yes, of course." "Then you understand exactly what I'm talking about." Jennifer shifted in her chair, clearly feeling the weight of Morris's pointed question. The studio lights seemed to intensify the moment, casting sharp shadows across both of their faces as the tension reached a new level. Maurice, I understand your point, Jennifer said, her voice still steady, but with a slight tremor that betrayed her growing discomfort. But I think we might be comparing different situations. My collaborations were often. Often what? Maurice interrupted, stepping closer to where Jennifer sat. Often more fair, often more equitable, often more respectful of your contribution as an artist? Jennifer's eyes widened slightly. She had conducted hundreds of interviews, but this was rapidly moving beyond her comfort zone. I think every collaboration has its own dynamics. Maurice, I wasn't trying to minimize your experience. Weren't you, though? Morris's voice had taken on a different quality now, sharper and more confrontational. Because every time I try to explain how my contributions were diminished, you keep redirecting the conversation back to how grateful I should be for the opportunities. The audience was now completely silent, some members visibly uncomfortable with the direction of the interview. Jennifer's production team could be seen in the wings, clearly uncertain about whether to intervene. That wasn't my intention at all, Jennifer replied, her professional mask beginning to show cracks. I'm trying to understand your perspective while also acknowledging the complexity of creative relationships. The complexity, Maurice repeated, his voice dripping with sarcasm. You know what's complex, Jennifer? Watching documentaries about your own career where your voice is barely heard. Reading articles about your own band where you're treated as a footnote. Having people approach you at events and say, "Oh, you're the guy who worked with Prince," as if that's the only thing that defines 4 decades of artistry. Jennifer took a deep breath, clearly trying to regain control of the interview. Maurice, I can see this is something you feel very passionately about, and rightfully so. Your talent and contributions speak for themselves, but I'm wondering if holding on to this anger is serving you in a positive way.
Even though we don't have the live actual clip from this video and from this interview on Denzel Hudson's show, which is fucking hard to find. I've been searching all online, all for the course of the day to try to at least find the actual video clipping in real time of this fucking show. They don't have it online. And there's a reason behind it. Now, there's other shit that you can find, real time shit. Why is this not out there? That shows you right now that this whole shit was a farce. Jennifer Hudson is a fraud. I'll say it right here. And if anybody got anything to say about it, then you can come email me or comment in the comment section. Yeah, she's where she's where she is right now because she was a part of her family's demise. Yes, I said it. I was around the corner for her family when the shit happened. I was living in that area during that time when that shit happened. And it was weird as fuck what was going on during that time. Okay? Like I said, a family member that made that song On My Mama was one of the victims. I used to see him every other day over there on 71st and Vincennes, being an independent hustler to the point that his shit was played on the radio. Okay? Real fucking tough. I done been around people in one way or another. I was in it in one aspect, one way or another. But I wasn't about to do all this extra to heighten my status. And I don't really
The question seemed to hit Morris like a physical blow. His face flushed, and for a moment he was speechless. When he finally spoke, his voice was dangerously quiet. Holding on to anger, he said slowly. Jennifer, are you seriously psychoanalyzing me right now? I'm not trying to psychoanalyze anyone, Jennifer replied quickly, realizing she had crossed a line. I'm just asking if focusing on past grievances is helping you move forward creatively. Maurice laughed, but it was a harsh, bitter sound that made several audience members visibly flinch. Past grievances. You know what, Jennifer? Let me tell you about past grievances. He began pacing again, his movements more agitated now. I've spent the last 30 years trying to move forward creatively. I've released solo albums, toured internationally, collaborated with contemporary artists, built my own production company. But every single interview I do, every article written about me, every introduction I get on stage, it all comes back to the same narrative. Morris Day, former member of The Time, Prince's collaborator. Jennifer watched him pace, clearly struggling with how to respond. But Maurice, that's part of your legacy. It's not the whole story, but it is a significant part of your story. Legacy, Morris spat. You want to talk about legacy? My legacy is being reduced to a supporting character in someone else's story. My legacy is watching other people get credit for innovations that came from my creative input. My legacy is being told to be grateful for the privilege of having my own artistry overshadowed. The tension in the studio was now palpable. Jennifer's usual warm demeanor had been replaced by visible stress, and she kept glancing toward the wings where her producers were stationed. Maurice, she said, her voice now carrying a hint of firmness. I understand you're frustrated, but I think you're being unfair to the many people who do recognize and celebrate your individual talents. Unfair. Maurice stopped pacing and stared at her. Jennifer, do you know what's unfair? Having your creative contributions minimized for decades, and then being told you're being unfair when you finally speak up about it. Jennifer's composure was beginning to crack. I'm not minimizing your contributions, Maurice. I'm trying to have a balanced conversation about your career.
And I gotta say this, and any artist who agrees with this, totally. Anything that you put out there, that you put your heart, your blood, your sweat, your tears, and your soul into, you don't take lightly. Regardless if it was given to you written already, you still had to learn that material and make it your own. Burt Bacharach made a lot of people famous, but a lot of people don't know a lot of the artists that Burt Bacharach wrote music for. But at the same time, those artists did what they did. But on the flip side, how many people honor that artist? They honor who made it, right? So you gotta kind of understand where Morris is coming from this shit. I would feel the same way. Mariah Carey, another example. Mariah Carey didn't write all of her fucking material, but she made that material her own, correct? Tell me if I'm wrong. You know, in her early years, she was with Tony Mottola. You know, we all know who Tony Mottola was, as far as Tony. I go back with him as far as like the fucking 70s and the 80s. Remember Shay Shay LaFon? Remember Dr. Buzzard and the Savannah Band? That's my early remembrance of Tony Mottola. Because he was actually a part of that band back in the day. Yeah, the house, you know, shit. But, you know, yeah, I'm just showing my age. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who made the material, it's who made the material. If y'all get what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who made the material, but it's who made the material what it is. Morris Day and the Time made a lot of Prince's songs their own. Prince was a very selfish man. I rest his soul, but he was a very selfish artist. He was a very selfish man. He didn't see the big picture. He only saw it amongst himself. Him, Morris, and all them others, they was po broken gangbanging in Minnesota until they got a break. But I will say this, for the time and the age and the picture Man, Morris Day has taken very good care of himself. That's one thing I can say. But also at the same time, he wasn't up there in the industry. So they didn't put that much pressure on him to be this or be that, like his predecessor. It's real ironic that the ones that was like behind the scenes and didn't get as much accolades as the higher up is still around for the most part more than the ones that should be around. Isn't that funny?
And your experiences. Balanced, Maurice repeated. There's that word again. You know what would be balanced, Jennifer? Acknowledging that maybe, just maybe, the official narrative about certain collaborations isn't the complete truth. Acknowledging that some artists have been systematically overlooked while others have been systematically elevated. Jennifer's face flushed. Morris, I think you're making this more confrontational than it needs to be. I invited you here to celebrate your memoir and your career achievements. Did you read the memoir, Jennifer? Morris asked suddenly, his voice cutting through the studio like a blade. Jennifer hesitated for just a moment too long. Of course I read it. Well, I read excerpts, and my team provided me with detailed summaries, and… You didn't read it, Morris said flatly. You had. Your staff briefed you on talking points. The studio fell into an uncomfortable silence. Jennifer's face showed a mixture of embarrassment and rising irritation. Maurice, that's how television production works, she said, her voice now carrying a defensive edge. I have multiple shows to prepare for, multiple guests to research. My team provides comprehensive briefings that allow me to ask surface-level questions about topics you don't actually understand. Maurice finished to perpetuate the same tired narratives because you haven't taken the time to dig deeper into the real story. Jennifer's professional facade was now completely gone, replaced by genuine anger. Excuse me. I've been nothing but respectful to you since you walked onto this stage. I've given you a platform to share your story. And instead of being gracious about that opportunity, you're attacking my preparation and my professionalism.
First off, I see why this is not being put out here in real time. Because this is showing you just the unprofessionalism of how Jennifer Hudson is taking on this interview. And keep in mind, Jennifer Hudson is nowhere near on the level, artistic-wise, of a Morris Day, of anything that he put out there. I mean, come on. You're not going to tell me she is. She's an American Idol that really had better talent. Wasn't she on the same show as Fantasia? Can anybody like comment on that can remember during that time, back some 20 plus years ago? Wasn't she on the same show? No, I don't think she was on the same. Was she? I think either she was on the show with Fantasia that year or the year after. It was one or the other. Please correct me because it's been so long. I'm old. I can't remember. But I know that Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson, and that other girl that played in Sparkle was right around back-to-back years. Okay. But she wasn't the most talented of her ilk at that time on that show. She just so happened to be marketable. Matter of fact, Clyde Barker wanted to make, no, Jennifer Sparks. That was the other. That was who Clive Davis, because Clive Davis has her, has Jennifer Sparks, and he tried to have Fantasia, but Fantasia wasn't trying to have the fuck shit that was going on behind the scenes. That's why she's went independent. And that's why I respect you. It ain't about the label that you fuck with. It's about the work that you put out and what you do. That's how I thought about it. That's why I'm not mad that I didn't get involved in a big major label. I had a homeboy who I worked with, came up in the mud with. He was doing some other shit. And back in the early 2000s, when I was still long and strong in my music, he wanted me to be a part of his label. He gave me a contract, right? I didn't have no lawyers, but I had common sense. So he gave me a contract to be a part of his label. This man wanted me to be on his label for a 10-year contract, 10 album contract, right? Which it was no guarantees that these albums for however many years, that was what it was. It wasn't 10 years. It was a 10 album contract for maybe 3-4 years. Whatever. Okay. I was always a renegade, just like Morris Day in my profession. But what really turned me off with the contract, I couldn't do anything on the outside of his label unless he had his hand in it, a la Suge Knight and all these other motherfuckers. But it wasn't no guarantee that all my albums and my work was going to get put out and promoted as top priority. On top of that, but what turned me off is that how you gonna tell me, being an independent artist coming in, had a name for myself at the time, Ross Lee, more life experience. Exactly. Exactly. How you gonna tell me that anything outside of what I'm doing with you, I can't do unless your name is on it? Oh no. I was always in the wind with my business. I was like the Jimi Hendrix when Jimi Hendrix was doing what he was doing. You know, Jimi Hendrix was here, there, and everywhere. That's how I was when I was doing it. If I'm doing this on my own and other entities wanted me to be a part of the project and I felt good about it and I was going to do it, you're not about to get credit for that. You're not about to get credit for that. I left that motherfucking contract after I read it on my motherfucking mantle in my dining room until it gathered so much dust, it could have fucking self-destructed itself. It looked like dirt before I threw it in the garbage. I was not about to sign that contract. The fuck? With so many people that want to get some kind of notoriety in the industry will sell themselves out for that shit. I did my music for 13 years wholeheartedly. Matter of fact, there's still one video on YouTube of me and my old band. More life experience at the Underground Lounge. You can pull it up. It's like a 5-6 minute clip. You can pull it up. It's on YouTube. I got it in my shit, in my memory, and in my little files on my YouTube page. That's the only thing right now that I have of what I did back in the day. I actually had a lot of music lost, destroyed over the years for whatever fucking reason. I really wish I still had some of my old music left. Some old heads trying to get me to get back into it. I'm not really feeling that with that no more because of how the industry is. And if it wasn't like that, I probably would do it, but I'm not really, you know, trying to do that. I'm happy where I'm at in my life right now. I'm happy to say, hey, I had my time. And for those that really was out there and saw me live, whether it was from an old cotton club to the Fireside Bowl to the Subterranean to the Blue Note, you know, I got those memories. Oh, how did? Oh, okay. We're gonna get back to that. I just have to. I'm sorry. I was ranting. I was saying about my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Big Mike. You know, Gangster Genius tried to get me involved in some other shit to try to do a video for one of my old songs back in the day, Chi-Town Proverbs. He always calls it Tell Me, but it's not. That's not the name of the song. It's Chi-Town Proverbs. And maybe one day I might do an acapella of the song. Just so y'all can know why he wanted me to put it out there. Because it's a very powerful song. I actually woke up that morning and I grabbed the first thing I did. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't take a leak. I didn't eat breakfast. When I wrote that song, I literally woke up, grabbed a pen and paper, and wrote that song in its entirety. The most spiritual thing I've ever experienced in being an artist and being a songwriter in my life. And it wasn't, in my opinion, my best song, in my opinion. But in other people's minds, they said that was a classic. So obviously I did something. But we don't get to that. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Your professionalism. Morris's voice rose. Jennifer, your professionalism consists of asking me softball questions designed to keep me in the comfortable box that people expect me to stay in. Your professionalism means never challenging the established narrative, never digging deep enough to uncover uncomfortable truths. Jennifer stood up now, her own anger finally breaking through. My professionalism means treating my guests with respect and courtesy, which is more than I can say for how you're treating me right now. The audience was now completely stunned, watching what had started as a friendly interview deteriorate into a full-blown argument between two accomplished performers. Respect and courtesy, Morris said, his voice dripping with disdain. Want to lecture me about respect? How about the respect of actually reading someone's book before interviewing them about it? How about the respect of asking substantive questions instead of recycled talking points? How about the respect of acknowledging that maybe your guest knows more about their own experiences than your research team does? Jennifer's hands were now clenched at her sides. Maurice, I think we need to take a break and reset this conversation. Reset. Maurice laughed harshly. Jennifer, this conversation needed to be reset the moment you started telling me how I should feel about my own career experiences. This conversation needed to be reset when you decided to play therapist instead of journalist. The camera operators were capturing every moment of the heated exchange, unsure whether they should keep rolling or cut away. The audience sat in stunned silence, many looking toward the exits as if considering whether they should leave. I was not playing therapist, Jennifer shot back, her voice now raised to match Morris's intensity. I was trying to understand your perspective while also maintaining some objectivity about complex relationships in the music industry. Objectivity, Maurice said with contempt. Jennifer, there's nothing objective about consistently defaulting to the narrative that serves the most powerful person in the story. There's nothing objective about dismissing someone's lived experience because it tells it doesn't fit the comfortable mythology that people prefer. Jennifer was now visibly shaking with anger. I have not dismissed your lived experience. I have been trying to have a thoughtful conversation about your career, and you have turned it into a personal attack on my integrity and professionalism. Personal attack. Morris's voice reached a new level of intensity. Jennifer, everything about this interview has been a personal attack on my intelligence, my perspective, and my right to define my own narrative. The difference is that your attacks came wrapped in false politeness and professional courtesy. The studio had become a pressure cooker, ready to explode. Jennifer stood facing Maurice, both of them breathing heavily, their faces flushed with anger. The audience sat frozen, witnessing what would become one of the most infamous moments in daytime television history. False politeness. Jennifer's voice cracked with indignation. Maurice, I have been nothing but genuine in my approach to this interview. If you can't handle someone asking thoughtful questions about your career without turning it into a conspiracy theory about media narratives, then maybe the problem isn't with everyone else. Morris went completely still, his eyes narrowing as he stared at Jennifer. When he spoke, his voice was deadly calm, which somehow felt more threatening than his earlier outbursts. Conspiracy theory? He repeated slowly. Jennifer, did you just call my lived experience, my decades in this industry, my firsthand knowledge of how I've been treated, a conspiracy theory? Jennifer realized immediately that she had gone too far, but her anger was now fully unleashed. I called your interpretation of everyone else's motives a conspiracy theory. Yes, because that's what it sounds like when you assume that every interviewer, every journalist, every person who asks you about your collaborations is part of some systematic effort to diminish your contributions. The words hung in the air like a toxic cloud. Morris stared at her for a long moment, and then something in his expression shifted. The anger was still there, but now it was accompanied by something else, something colder. You know what, Jennifer? He said, his voice now eerily calm. You're absolutely right. I am seeing conspiracies where none exist. I'm imagining the systematic eraser of my contributions. I'm making up the decades of being introduced as someone's sidekick instead of as an artist in my own right. He began walking toward his chair, and for a moment, it seemed like he might sit back down and try to salvage the interview. Instead, he picked up his sunglasses from the armrest and slowly put them back on. I'm imagining all of it, he continued, his voice gaining strength. Just like I'm imagining that you invited me here not to discuss my memoir or my artistic journey, but to fit me into the same comfortable narrative that you and everyone else prefers. The narrative where I'm grateful, where I'm humble, where I don't challenge the accepted version of events. Jennifer watched him with growing alarm, sensing that something irreversible was about to happen. Maurice, that's not what I was trying to do. Isn't it? Maurice adjusted his sunglasses and straightened his suit jacket with theatrical precision. Because from where I'm standing, this entire interview has been an exercise in keeping me in my assigned role. The charming sidekick who knows his place and doesn't rock the boat. The production team in the wings was now frantically gesturing, unclear whether they should cut to commercial or let the confrontation play out. The camera operators continued filming, capturing every moment of the escalating drama. Maurice, please, Jennifer said, her anger now giving way to professional panic as she realized the interview was spiraling completely out of control. Let's take a step back and try to have a productive conversation about your book and your music. Productive. Morris laughed, but it was a sound devoid of any warmth. Jennifer, this conversation stopped being productive the moment you decided that your surface-level understanding of my career was more valid than my actual experience living it. He began walking toward the edge of the stage, and Jennifer followed him with her eyes, clearly uncertain about what to do next. You want to know what's in my memoir? Morris called out, his voice now projecting to the entire studio audience. It's the truth about what happens when talented people get written out of their own stories. It's about what happens when the music industry decides that one narrative is more marketable than the complex reality of collaborative creativity. Jennifer took a step toward him. Maurice, I understand you're passionate about this, but what? Morris spun around to face her one final time. But I should calm down. But I should be more reasonable.
Hold on. Hello, can y'all hear me? All right. The interview wasn't today. This interview was like probably a couple weeks ago, but for whatever reason, because of the the manner of this in particular interview, I don't think this was actually put out in the public on her show. I've been trying to search for the actual real time of this video, and it's hard to find. I don't think they aired this video. I think this, and it makes sense because anytime you got an artist that's not really going with the status quo in any kind of interviews like this, you know, they always pre-record these shows. Just so y'all know that. It don't be live. They tell you it's live, but it's not really live. They pre-record these shows before they actually put it out to the network. So this is a couple weeks ago when this happened. So when it went the way it went, yeah, in real time it was shocking, but in the essence of the company that Jennifer Hudson works for, because she ain't nothing but a motherfucking mule to the industry. She don't run that. That ain't her shit. Yeah, her name is on it, but she don't own it. They can get rid of her tomorrow and find someone else to fucking run that show, just like any other TV show, any other daytime talk show. She don't own it. The only motherfucker that had any power in the industry like that was Oprah. Yeah, it went south, but it wasn't Morris's fault. I mean, Morris was speaking his truth, and I respect him for it. Don't get me wrong. Prince put him in the time on. But let's think about the entity of Morris Day and Time. You think what they did after they got put out there was solely Prince? Really? Uh, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis made Janet Jackson one of the biggest stars of the day. Prince didn't have nothing to do with that. So because Morris Day and Terry Jam and Jerome and all of them was a collective, he helped put them on. Oh, who's Springfield? Who's from Springfield? Which one's from Springfield? Out of that group. Because I don't know. I mean, I probably do. I just don't remember. Oh, so you got to remind me. So for those that want to engage in this conversation, tell me who is from Springfield in his circle. Terry Jam or Jimmy Jam or Terry Lewis? Oh, Morris Day. Oh shit. I'm not even surprised. Yeah. He a Midwestern. you know how we get at. So it's all good. So let's continue on. We coming home.
But I should accept that this is just how the industry works and stop making everyone uncomfortable with my inconvenient truth. The audience was now completely silent, some people holding their breath as they watched the confrontation reach its climax. That's not what I was going to say, Jennifer replied, but her voice lacked conviction. Yes, it was, Maurice said with absolute certainty. Because that's what everyone says when an artist finally stops playing the game and starts telling the real story. Calm down. Be grateful. Don't bite the hand that fed you. Remember your place. He looked out at the audience, many of whom were staring at him with a mixture of fascination and horror. You know what? He announced to the entire studio. I remember my place perfectly. My place is as Morris Day, accomplished artist, innovative performer, and creative force. Not as anyone's sidekick, not as anyone's protege, and certainly not as someone who needs to smile politely while being condescended to on national television. Jennifer made one last desperate attempt to salvage the situation. Maurice, nobody here is trying to condescend to you. We all respect your talent and your contributions to music. Morris removed his sunglasses again and looked directly into her eyes. Jennifer, if you truly respected my talent and contributions, you would have read my book. You would have asked me substantive questions about my creative process, my artistic vision, my experiences as a band leader and solo artist. Instead, you asked me the same questions I've been answering for 30 years. And when I tried to give you honest answers that challenged your assumptions, you told me I was being unfair and suggested I was holding on to anger. The studio was so quiet that the hum of the air conditioning system was audible. Even the production crew had stopped moving. Everyone frozen in place as they witnessed the complete breakdown of what should have been a routine promotional interview. I'm sorry if I didn't ask the right questions, Jennifer said, her voice now small and uncertain. I was trying to create an engaging conversation for our viewers. Engaging for who? Maurice asked. For viewers who want to see me stay in character as the entertaining former sidekick? For viewers who prefer their music history sanitized and simplified? Or for viewers who might actually be interested in hearing an artist speak honestly about his experiences, even when those experiences challenge comfortable assumptions? He put his sunglasses back on and began walking toward the exit. Jennifer followed him desperately. Maurice, please don't leave like this. We can start over. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Morris paused.
I ain't gonna lie, man. God bless us people. This man, look at this picture. This is a recent picture from a couple of weeks ago. This man is about to be 68 in December, and he looks damn good. This comes from living a good life, not dealing with excess, not, man, I hope to look like this at 68. And I'm 54. That's 14 more years from now. I hope to still look like that, or look the way I look right now, 14 years from now. Hopefully I'll look better. I'm taking a little bit better care of myself. You know what I'm saying? But that's a blessing to be damn near 70 and look the way he looks right now. You know, ain't too fat, ain't too sickly looking. Man, that's a blessing right there, yo. That is a fucking blessing. I know I try to be on some other things, but I just gotta keep it 100. I'm a Midwesterner too, and he's from Illinois. Hey, God bless him. You know us motherfuckers here in the Illinois area, we got too much talent. We got too much talent. Cash App check. We got Cash App. If we got a Cash App, let me know. Let me know. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. I'm just trying to build this channel. Like, share, subscribe. If you on the replay game, please play it from the beginning, because this is a very interesting show tonight. I try to do it something, some different nuts, some different things. I'm not trying to always talk about, oh, it's really bad, really bad. No, we talk about everything on this channel. Yes, he does. I heard that person. Okay, do another interview and more stuff. Not on these platforms. He need to go on some podcasts. I'm gonna just keep it 100. And if anybody know about him, is cool with him, I would love to interview him. If nothing else, I want to do some interviews in the near future, right? I would love to interview this man on some real, not talking about who so-called help. No, I want to talk to the man, because that's all that matters. Because guess what? Yeah, I didn't have some help back in the day in my time when I was in the music. But if anybody want to talk to me directly, I would hope that they talk to me directly. You know, not like, well, you know, such and such put you in this position. That was okay. That's yeah, they did. But let's talk about who you in front of. See, Jennifer Hudson's a part of the machine. She's not an independent. She needs the others to help her along with what the fuck she got going on. She'll be just like Jennifer Sparks, a nobody, if she wasn't a part of the industry.
Paused at the edge of the stage and turned back one final time. Jennifer, starting over would require acknowledging that something went wrong in the first place. And based on this conversation, I don't think you're ready to do that. He looked out at the stunned audience. I want to apologize to everyone who came here expecting a typical talk show interview. But sometimes the truth is more important than comfort. And sometimes an artist has to choose between being polite and being honest. Jennifer made one final plea. Maurice, your fans are here. People who love your music and want to hear your story. My fans, Maurice said with a sad smile, deserve better than watching me pretend to be grateful for being diminished. And they deserve to understand that sometimes the most respectful thing you can do is walk away from a conversation that isn't serving the truth. With that, Morris Day turned and walked off the stage, leaving Jennifer Hudson standing alone in front of a stunned studio audience. The cameras captured every moment as he disappeared into the wings. His exit as dramatic and commanding as any performance he had ever given. Jennifer stood frozen for several long seconds, clearly unsure of how to proceed. The audience began to murmur among themselves, some applauding Morris's exit, while others seemed confused and uncomfortable. Finally, Jennifer turned back to the cameras, her professional training kicking in despite the chaos that had just unfolded. Well, she said, her voice shaky but attempting to regain composure. That was certainly an unexpected turn of events. The interview that was supposed to promote Morris Day's memoir had instead become a raw, unfiltered examination of artistic legacy, creative credit, and the price of speaking uncomfortable truths in an industry that often prefers comfortable myths. What did you think of Morris Day's dramatic exit? Was he justified in his frustration, or did he take things too far? And don't forget to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories that reveal the real drama happening in entertainment. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Maurice Day was right to walk off, or should he have handled the situation differently?
Yo, that was interesting, wasn't it? That was some interesting shit. I'm so pissed off that I could not find a real time interview clip of that show. But with that being said, that was pretty much it. I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Man, I like my man just said, I really hope we can find some more interviews. We gotta respect the overheads of the industry. You know what I'm saying? They're the reason why a lot of these newer cats are still doing what they're doing right now because they laid the foundation. I'm happy to say that I had a little piece in it, and for those that want to know what it is, you can always go to YouTube, type in More Life Experience, and I forgot what I just said. I forgot what it is. But I'm quite sure my wife can put the link up and put it in the chat for right now so we can know what it is. So that's the only clipping that I have of what I did back in the day. And it was back in December of 2003. That was 22 years ago. You know what I'm saying? No, not the Exodus. It was that underground. The underground lounge. That's what it was. The underground lounge. More Life Experience. It's on YouTube. It's still on the page. It's like a 6-minute video. It was not even remotely close to what. Right. That right there. You can put the link on in the chat for all those that want to know what I did back in the day, some 20 plus years ago. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. I'm good where I'm at right now in the world. You know, there's been some people that's been trying to really get me to get back into it. Hey, Big Mike, you know, even Gangster Genius tried to get me to do one of my old songs in a video with it here recently, but I wasn't feeling the scenario. It just didn't feel right. Like I said, I retired the last time I literally did a show was February of 2003. That was the last time I did something. And I'm not mad behind it. The industry is wicked now. It ain't the same. It ain't loving. It ain't caring. It's never been loving and caring, to be honest with you. We got so many horror stories as far as about what can happen with a lot of people in a lot of situations that happen with the community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really mad about how things went about. You know what I'm saying? As far as myself with the industry. Because I know if I would have really been totally in it, you know, telling where I would have been at, what I would have been on, how people would have perceived me, and what would have ended up with me. So I'm not even upset with that. Yeah, when I was with More Life Experience. That link right there, that was back in what 2003. Yeah, December 9th, 2003. Yep, 22 years. And what's pissing me off about it, he didn't even play the whole show. That was just the beginning of the show. The whole show was way better. The whole show was way better. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. I really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Oh my God, my allergies are kicking my ass. With that being said, till next week, have a great one. And my man Simple the P said, I want you to always live as long as you want. Number one, as long as you live. You have the Black Bottom Rod. God bless y'all.